Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, it's easy to connect to vibrant destinations across Europe. Whether you're sipping espresso in stylish Milan or raising a stein at Oktoberfest in Munich, Condor makes your journey just as enjoyable as your destination. With spacious cabins and relaxing service, your vacation starts the moment you board. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today. Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth for a healthier heart for a healthier you. Smile Generation trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection, because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
But teacher, when are we ever going to use math in the real world?
With Kelley Blue Book My Wallet on AutoTrader, you don't have to. At least not car math. Hit the road with confidence knowing exactly what you're going to pay each month for your car. AutoTrader.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, Seattle police are investigating after a break-in at rapper Macklemore's home. Now, masked intruders stole jewelry, watches, and shoes, but the worst part of it is that the intruders bear sprayed the nanny and robbed the place while Macklemore's 3 kids were home. And that is quite messed up. Meanwhile, another group of Seattle musicians, well, they are ripped off on the other side of the country. Earlier this month, Hearts were in lovely Atlantic City to perform at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. Well, the night before the gig, someone stole Nancy Wilson's custom Fender Telecaster and Paul Moak's 1966 Gibson mandolin. Yeah, sorry, the mandolin. I can't get excited. Anyway, the guitar, it has since been recovered. Now, sticking with Seattle, a local guy was recently charged with a string of burglaries at the homes of prominent football and baseball players. You might recall Richard Sherman and Edgar Martinez are 2 of this guy's victims. And listen, these are all high-profile examples of an everyday occurrence that we call crime. And sure, some crimes are worse than others, but we're betting that you've been a victim of it. Look, maybe you've been robbed, or you had your identity stolen, or someone spray painted your house, or threw a rock through your window, or, I don't know, slashed your tires, or maybe, just maybe, you were walking in downtown Baltimore and I kidnapped you. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. But crime happens, and if you're alive, there's a good chance you've been a victim of it. That's just how it works. And so today's question, brought to you by our friends at Advanced Hair Restoration, is: when were you the victim of a crime?
To be a part of the big show, call 206-803-ROCK. Like KISW on Facebook, follow us on X and Instagram at Men's Room Live. And send those emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Fly Condor Airlines nonstop to Frankfurt and connect effortlessly to most European destinations. Relax and start your vacation in comfort. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today and book your next adventure. Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth for a healthier heart for a healthier you. Smile Generation trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection, because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
Look around. What do you see? Cars, lots of them. And guess what? They're probably on AutoTrader. Whether you're into timeless classics or the latest trends. Did somebody say solar-powered, eco-friendly, vegan leather-wrapped, aromatherapy-scented, disco ball-equipped self-driving car? If you see it on the road, you can likely find it on AutoTrader. Big cars, small cars, blue cars, new cars and used cars, electric cars, and one day, maybe even flying cars. With millions of options to choose from, buying a car becomes a whole lot easier. See it, find it. AutoTrader.
When a cold has you down, it's the little comforts that lift you up. A warm blanket, a cup of tea, and a tissue that actually feels good on your skin. Infused with aloe, Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe provides a hint of cooling freshness to help your skin feel restored. So, whether your skin is feeling dry, chafed, or irritated, you're only one wipe away from helping it feel relieved. So, the next time you have a cold, get a hint of instant cooling relief with new Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
Debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Home Patrols, away we go. Welcome to the 20th anniversary season, episode number 4,335. What a large and in charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat. The exciting return of Who Sucks Less. Coming up at 4:30. I don't know how you do it, Steve. You find people in the news doing bad things occasionally.
Occasionally, man. It's tough.
But every week you somehow find 3 stories, bring them to us. It is up to us to determine, out of the 3 stories, which one sucks the least. Is there a theme to Who Sucks Less?
There's not really a theme. Again, as always, just people behaving badly, but it involves Vienna sausages, spam, urine, and graduations.
So it's canned meat.
Canned meat.
It's canned meat day on Who Sucks Less.
Mike and I had a side conversation about canned meat. We'll get to that later.
I'll take the spam over the Vienna sausages.
I rarely say I would take spam over anything, but I would take spam over Vienna sausage.
Okay, in a heartbeat. Vienna sausages are normally eaten out of the container,
jar of
out of the tin.
When I was a kid, I thought they were great, right? My father would open it up. I'm like, oh, these are cool. As I got older, I'm like, wait a minute, man. What am I eating?
It's the smell you will never forget.
I ruined them for DB. He ate them for years. And we were at his parents' house once, and he cracked open a can. And I'm like, you still eat those? He goes, yeah, I love them. I go, you ever thought, what is that gel?
Yeah.
And he goes, I don't know. And I go, what's in them? And he's like, F you. And I only eat one sit. Yeah.
He never thought about the gel?
I guess not.
I mean, that to me is what you have to fight through first. And then you pop this meat in your mouth that kind of dissolves. And like meat should not dissolve in your mouth, but it does.
Right. So, Who Sucks Less coming up at 4:30. Today, we're going to talk crime. And ironically enough, last night, you're going to be shocked by this. I got home, did a couple things around the house, met my buddy up at the bar, and then from there, I was talking to a lovely lady I know who she and her husband are actually listeners to the program.
All right.
And they were talking about a wonderful weekend they had in Tacoma. And I'm not going to name the exact establishment, but let's just say this. They were staying at a hotel in downtown Tacoma that is a very nice place.
Yeah.
And it's in a decent part of downtown Tacoma. Now, they parked their car in front of the hotel. In front of this hotel. Come out the next morning, there's glass everywhere. Their car's been broken into, and it's been rummaged through, and things have been stolen from their car.
Right.
And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me, because I'm in that area a lot. She's like, we were shocked, just based on the location of where they were, and the fact that it's well lit, it's a busy area. I know that to be a fact. Either way, sometime on the overnight, someone busted through her window and rummaged through her car and stole whatever they could. Fortunately for her, and I rarely will say this, but there was a Tesla parked beside her, and they have cameras. So the perpetrator was caught on camera.
Okay.
Now, whether he's identified or whatever the deal is, who knows? But apparently he was missing a leg. So
that'll be a giveaway.
Yeah, that's one thing that was a definitive thing where you could tell that was one identifying quality that this guy had about him.
You think if that guy ever broke into a car and found like a prosthetic leg, would we be super angry at him? Like,
says, he was just trying to get that thing.
I didn't know there was a leg in there, but I broke into the car to grab change. But then I saw there's a prosthetic leg, so I kept the chain. But I stole the leg, which is a lot of money.
Right. Yep.
But I'd be like, you still did the wrong thing, but I get it. One-legged man steals a leg. You go,
totally.
All right.
I mean, I don't leave anything in my car. Like, even in my backpack, if I go to the grocery store, it can be daylight out. I still put it in the trunk before I go in the grocery store.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a smart idea.
Yeah.
It is a smart idea.
Hair Club and I went down to Ballard one night just to grab some drinks real quick after work. I had my backpack in his front passenger seat. On the floor, we're gone maybe an hour. We get back to the car again. It's just a puddle of glass.
Yeah.
My backpack is gone. there was a credit card in that backpack. They've already gotten gas up the street,
Yep.
in Loyal Heights.
Well, their getaway vehicle's not going to go very far for the not gassed up miles.
That is correct. But for whatever reason, because of this, and I swear to God this is true, from the time that happened to his car, and they fixed that window, it was one thing after another. Like that started the spiral of the car.
Like the domino effect
just
of his car.
Ultimately falling apart to the part. He just like, the hell with it, I want to go get a new car. That was the beginning of the end of that vehicle. Just that window getting busted. I know they don't correlate, but that's kind of how it just went down.
It doesn't correlate, but it correlated.
But I had all my work stuff in there. Yeah. I had a pair of headphones in my backpack, so you kind of get used to a pair of headphones when you're in this business. And
sure.
Those being gone were to me like the gut punch. I didn't care the guy put $70 in his. It turned out to be a pretty big truck. Gas was cheap,
of course.
But
I got a Suburban.
But they did have video on it, and I got the video from the 76 station and everything else.
Did it help?
No,
exactly.
Well, the other thing is too is you can just take those cards and go, hey man, I'm just running low on cash. Can I charge your gas on my card?
People do it a lot.
Yep.
That's because the one time somebody stole my wallet out of a locker, same thing happened. Mm-hmm. By the time I noticed it, they'd already charged gas and detergent.
Right. Yep. Now, mate, okay, look.
I feel a little better about that at least.
Why?
Well, I mean, just as far as what they bought. It's like the one like a guy stole the prosthetic leg. I go, yeah, all right.
But they're not buying gas for themselves. Mm-hmm. They're just using it to get cash.
Get the cash, right.
Because they don't have the PIN number.
Sure. And
don't feel bad. Don't feel good or bad for that.
Well, they bought detergent, man. They're doing their laundry.
That's a resell.
Well, you don't know. They had to steal a washer.
Yeah. So, but crime is different wherever you go in this country. If you go to the state of Florida, crime is very different than it is in other places as far as the majority of what crimes are being committed.
Sure.
There are a lot more domestics. There are a lot more stupid things. There's a reason that Florida, Ohio come up in the news a lot of the time, and you go, Jesus, man, this is crazy. So even the story we had yesterday about the guy from Kentucky. Now, he had been busted before because he rode into a liquor store on a mule and started causing damage, and he kind of lost his mind in there.
As people that ride mules to liquor stores will probably do.
Can't remember his name is like Cowboy Kurt or something, right?
Yeah.
So Cowboy Kurt the other day gets kicked out of a bar. He goes back to the bar that he's been kicked out of and not allowed to step foot in. He's got a raccoon in his hand, and he throws it in the door and shuts the door. Now, what does a raccoon do? It bites somebody in the bar.
Because it's a raccoon.
Yes. So
all right.
You go to some places.
But you're the victim of a crime because it's illegal to do what the guy did. It just turns out if the result of being a victim is that, well, I was bitten by a raccoon.
Yes.
Not the worst thing, but certainly not the best.
But, okay, for an example, if you're going to have something done to your car, the West Coast is king. So if your car is going to be stolen, if your car is going to, if whatever happens.
Yeah.
It's a very much a West Coast thing. And when I grew up on the East Coast, it's not that it didn't happen. It just wasn't as prevalent as far as...
Well, I think people drive everywhere here, too. Cities are farther apart. You travel longer distances. It makes sense to steal a car here. We're on the East Coast. You can hop on a train and get anywhere in an hour. Honestly, it's almost not worth stealing a car.
Yeah. So the number one state in the United States for auto theft is Colorado.
Okay.
So if you live in Colorado...
I think it's California.
So per 100,000 residents, 52 thefts, which is 206% above the national average.
Damn.
Number 2, Washington. Ranking second, 133% higher than the national average. The Evergreen State saw its low of 1,800 thefts in February 2020 go up to 4,275 just 2 years later.
Thanks, Kia.
Oh, yeah.
That's almost double.
Seriously, when you do the math on that, you say about 2 years ago, that's about the time everyone was getting their Kias jacked, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Nevada comes in third, followed by...
Oregon,
yes. Keep on the West Coast.
Yep.
New Mexico, yep. Missouri, Hawaii, which blows my mind. That's the one that blows my mind. You can't find that car.
What are they doing, stealing rentals?
You can't find that car.
Sebrings and Jeeps. I mean, that's the only thing I see on the road.
You got a Rubicon.
Just jumping into a bunch of, convertible tops.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know if they stole my car. Like, if you walk to, the parking lot, there's 75 Sebrings.
Right.
I don't know if they stole mine.
Yeah. California comes in at number 8. Tennessee is at 9 for one reason only.
Nashville.
Memphis,
bro. Yeah.
And Oklahoma, I don't know what's going on in Oklahoma.
Trying to get out. I stole your car to leave the state,
it's
man.
the 10th highest
Meth.
auto theft.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's Oklahoma.
far
They
as your
steal
car
everything,
goes.
even basketball teams.
Yeah.
Oh, and elephants, man.
Right. Yeah.
Remember, they got our elephant for the Woodland Park Zoo. Then you know what it did? Died of herpes,
Yeah.
bro.
I also got the Tiger King down there.
Was he Oklahoma?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he was big in Oklahoma.
Big Oklahoma.
So today,
bastard.
as far as crime goes, we can just stick with Seattle if we
Oh, yeah.
so choose, okay? As a Seattle man was charged with a string of burglaries at the homes of prominent current and former football and baseball players. And this marks the latest example of well-known athletes being targeted in home thefts. Now, keep in mind, they busted a ring. I want to say they're out of Columbia.
Something
they were
like
the ones responsible for breaking into the homes of Patrick Mahomes. I want to say Joe Burrow. I mean, it was all over the place.
They still all of his fur coats.
But they were doing it on like game days and stuff. Right? They
you
were good
specific-
about it.
Not just game day, but your team was out of town.
Yeah. Right.
So, like,
That's
with Bengal, I want to say Joe Burrow was, like, playing, I don't know, Baltimore, Pittsburgh or something. That's when they went to his house, took his crap.
Didn't that happen to Gronk as well?
Did Gronk?
Maybe.
I feel like it was like
Maybe.
the Super Bowl or something.
What did they
like that
steal?
when
Like
did
empty
that.
beer cans?
Yeah, right.
I'm just picturing-
I know what happened to
Tank
Kelsey
yeah.
and Mahomes is, but
Yeah, because
I
they were
remember
out of
Gronk.
town.
Yeah.
But there was a bunch of different players. So this guy, Earl Henderson Riley, he is 21. He was charged with several counts of residential burglary in both occupied and unoccupied homes, along with first-degree robbery, according to King County prosecutors. Now, he was the ringleader in a series of burglaries starting in February that involved stealing more than $6,000 in Louis Vuitton bags from Mariners pitcher Luis Castillo's home, more than $194,000 in high-end purses and jewelries from the home of Julio Rodriguez.
Damn.
All right. The thefts also included taking several watches worth more than $100,000 from Richard Sherman's home, as well as a burglary at the home of L.A. Dodgers pitcher Blake Snell, who is from the area and has a home there. Prosecutors say there was also an attempted burglary at Edgar Martinez's home. All people deserve to feel safe in their homes, and our office will continue to hold people accountable for criminal behavior. Now, there have been a slew of burglaries at homes of well-known athletes across the U.S. in recent months. FBI has actually gone to each sports league about crime organization, and they're targeting professional athletes.
And telling them what?
Basically telling them what they need to look out for, what they need to be wary of, as far as when their home is occupied, when their home is unoccupied.
I mean,
if they,
I get
if they
it,
go
just
on the
feel
road,
like-
is someone in their home?
Right. I'm just saying, if you have to explain that to a grown adult, I don't feel bad.
The charges in this case,
But
were
I
the
don't know
result
that you
of-
would think to always have a house sitter until this stuff started happening. You
Maybe
think I got
not, but-
security cameras, it should be fine.
Sure.
From what he's saying, like now they're like, look, if you're out of town, somebody's got to be there.
Right. And they're saying stuff like this. Maybe don't think about it. Look, you're on vacation in Cabo. Maybe wait till you get back to post those pictures on
To
Facebook.
let people know, yeah.
Or Instagram, or whatever the deal is.
Correct.
So it's more that type of a teaching environment as far as how they have noticed that these athletes have been targeted. Whether it's they're on the field, like Ted says, or they're out of town.
Yeah, that's the
or-
main thing. You're out of town.
Yeah.
You flaunt jewelry and all that crap. Like, I mean, no offense. Like, you're the house I want to rob. I know you're loaded.
And in the case of Dodgers pitcher Blake Snell, he's a guy who's from this area, but obviously during the baseball season, he is not here full time. He's on the road with the Dodgers. So we also have the case of the band known as Heart. Have you guys ever heard of Barracuda?
Barracuda.
Yeah, Barracuda. Yes, the legendary rock and roll Hall of Famers Heart had a
She had a
bad
thing
time
for fish.
in New Jersey, and specifically Atlantic City. If you know anything about crime in New Jersey, that's where you go. But police there have recovered one of two instruments stolen from the band on the eve of a concert last month. They say that Nancy Wilson's custom-made Fender Telecaster will be returned to the band, but they're still looking for Paul Moak's 66 Gibson EM50 mandolin. I'm guessing this is for what? The Battle of Evermore, maybe?
You don't break out mandolin a lot, but if they're covering Battle of Evermore, yes.
Which they did as a love monger. So
I
figuring
don't know what. I was trying to go through
they
my
probably-
Rolodex. Like, what song does he play
They
mandolin?
probably still go out and do that one. But they caught the guy, Garfield Bennett. He was observed giving the guitar to a woman who put the guitar in a vehicle.
Garfield Bennett.
Garfield Bennett. The detectives then utilized the department's automatic license plate readers. They were able to identify the woman in her car. So the instrument was voluntarily surrendered after officers spoke to the woman. Now, Bennett has been charged with burglary and theft. The problem is they cannot find the mandolin. Now, the instruments, including the mandolin, the Moog has played for more than 25 years. They were stolen from the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. The good news is that Atlantic City apparently actually has one decent casino left.
Yeah.
Because that would have to be it. I mean, if you've been to Atlantic City, you walk through some of those casinos, and it's
like basically it's Reno with a beach.
That's not bad.
I mean, that's honestly what it is. Like, yeah, there's casinos. Sure, there's a boardwalk. You don't want to be there.
Let's see here. Nancy Wilson thanked police and everyone else who offered support after the theft. Outpouring of love and concern, blah, blah, blah. Either way, there's still mandolin out there that they can't find.
Is there really money in that? Is somebody actually going to buy that and display that as, this is Nancy Wilson's stolen mandolin?
Well, it depends. The person who accidentally took Steve's bass, regardless if they took it on purpose or not, they did sell it back to a guitar type.
Bases Northwest. So I had to go in
place
and rebuy my bass. But in that case, that's my bass. This is from heart. Right? And, there is...
But it's still your musical instrument.
Yeah, but I'm saying he would get a lot more money for that, even though it's a mandolin.
It's 1966.
And this guy's been using it for 25 years. And, yeah, there's a market for it because a lot of the guys, man, you can go into people's basements or their quote-unquote secret room and whatever contraband they bought off the black market, like, that's where they display it. And typically your friend group kind of knows what you're into. They're not going to rat you out. You'd be like, dude, I got this dude's mandolin. Like, that is awesome. Let's play it.
The problem is it's just almost too identifiable.
Yes.
But no one would know.
So
if you walked into my house now and I stole this thing and I have it sitting next to my basses and everything down in the basement, I don't think any one of you, knowing that this is in the news, I don't think any one of you would say, man, I'm pretty sure that's... Because all I have to say is, no, it's not.
But if you wanted to get money out of it.
Yeah.
There's got to be a black market.
Yeah,
you're going to fly to Japan. Or something like that.
Right, there's black markets for everything.
Yeah,
I guarantee that guy could fence that thing in 24 hours.
Mm-hmm. So our question, when were you the victim of a crime? 206-803-ROCK. Our question.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Fly Condor Airlines nonstop to Frankfurt and connect effortlessly to most European destinations. Relax and start your vacation in comfort. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today and book your next adventure.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth for a healthier heart, for a healthier you. Smile Generation. Trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection, because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you, committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
Look around. Every car you see is probably on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars. As for flying cars, well, we're ready when they are. If you see a car you like, find it on AutoTrader. That's our kind of thing. AutoTrader.
When a cold has you down, it's the little comforts that lift you up. A warm blanket, a cup of tea, and a tissue that actually feels good on your skin. Infused with aloe, Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe provides a hint of cooling freshness to help your skin feel restored. So, whether your skin is feeling dry, chafed, or irritated, you're only one wipe away from helping it feel relieved. So, the next time you have a cold, get a hint of instant cooling relief with new Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
When were you the victim of a crime? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Paul. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitches.
Hola.
Hey, congratulations on a successful tournament this week.
Oh, thank you.
It was great, man. Were you
good
there?
Times.
No, maybe I'll make it next time. I'm assuming there's going to be a next time.
We hope so.
I can't see why not.
That'd be fantastic. I'd love to make it.
It was good, man.
Yeah, it sounded like it. Good times.
So what was stolen? Or I guess I'm assuming something was stolen from you.
Yeah, I had like $4,500 worth of musical equipment stolen from me, and I got to say, You don't steal fun toys or tools from people. I mean,
you say that, but I would insist that people do.
Yes.
Right.
That's kind of what they're looking
That's
for.
like the main one.
Right.
It's not like people are going to come in and go like, I need that
Paper plates.
vase you have.
Right.
that's the worst. That's like eating off your plate or effing your wife. That's the level.
So where was it? Was it in a truck? Was it in your house?
It was in my house. My not yet ex-wife at the time and we took in her daughter and her daughter's boyfriend.
Uh-oh.
And that dude was a real pile of S. And he was abusing the daughter, and he and I got into it one night. I was going to do some bad things, and, well, I had to leave because, the police got involved, and I didn't want to. I have an allergy to handcuffs,
Most people do.
And so I came back a few days later to collect my things, and some of my things were gone.
Was it just musical equipment that was taken?
Well, and my wife left with me, and so she had 2 computers stolen, and there was my Mesa bass amp and head, my Ibanez bass guitar.
I mean, look, I know
Gretsch.
this guy is not fantastic, but I do kind of like what he stole. I mean, I'm just saying, he and I could bro down on that.
Yeah, the best one that he got from me, and he doesn't even play. All this stuff ended up in a pawn shop somewhere.
I'd say most people that steal musical
Did you-
equipment
well,
do not play musical instruments.
Did you go look around the pawn shops? Did you call around?
I did, and I never found him. It was my Gretsch hollow body bass guitar that was my sweetheart. That was the worst.
How much did you pay for that thing?
I bought that thing out of a pawn shop, and it was I only paid $400 worth for it, but it was worth a lot more than that.
Definitely.
Did you have renter's insurance?
No, sir, I did not.
All right, but you were renting there, right?
Yes,
Okay.
it was.
All right.
But you never got your musical equipment back?
I never got any of it back. The good news is I still have a few guitars and a cheap-ass bass amp that I can still play on. And,
No, that sucks.
I should have never left that stuff behind.
Okay. That's the thing, man. I would say in all the years that I've played music, I've been lucky. I've never had any of my equipment stolen except that one bass, and I don't believe it was stolen. I think that because we were playing with Buck Cherry that night, I think when the roadies were grabbing everything, and it's just a bass in a case, man, I think they just grabbed all the equipment, threw it wherever they throw it when they realize that, hey, no one owns this bass. Like I said, they just sold it back to a bass place. So I'm like, I can forgive that.
Or maybe they left it at the venue.
Maybe.
And then someone from the venue took it down.
But I understand how that happened. But all my years, man, I've never had musical equipment stolen. I would like to keep it that way. But his story, so years ago, I was living with this chick, and she had a friend. I can't remember his name now. Maybe it's Scott or something. But I'd always heard about him. She'd grown up with this guy. But in the time that I had known her, while I'd heard about him, he was always in and out of jail. Bad heroin addiction, right? So he had gotten out of jail. He'd gone to rehab. At least that's what he told her. So she says, hey, he needs to stay
I'm
here.
assuming he's clean in jail. I mean, I know that's a stupid assumption.
No. I mean, you can
But,
get,
yeah,
This is
okay.
back
You
in
can-
Baltimore?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, I would say you can get anything you want in Baltimore City Jail. The only thing you can't do is leave, right? But so anyway, I was telling her, I said, look,
I mean, yeah.
honestly, you get whatever you need, they can get it for you. And I said, man, do not have this guy stay here. She goes, look, he just got out. I've known him since we were blah, blah, blah years old. The whole story. I'm like, okay, all right, man. I have seen this movie a million times, but whatever. He's your friend. And I recognize this is not my place to have this argument. Fine. Day one, get home from work. It's already ripped us off. What I liked about this story, however, he didn't take anything of mine. He only stole her crap, right? So I could look around, all my stuff was still there, but about half of her stuff.
So what
big
did he
ticket
steal?
Cameras, jewelry, her laptop, and this is when laptops were kind of first introduced, big clunky, but still, it was a laptop at the time. He took all that. And then she's pissed. One, because she's been betrayed by her friend. I said, your friend did not betray you. Heroin betrayed your friend. This is not him doing this. This is heroin convincing him to do this, right? Because he's trying to get a fix. But he didn't take any of my stuff. And she's like, well, I think he's scared of you. I'm like, because when we met, my look on my face the entire time is, I don't trust you. Because without ever having met you, I already know you. I've met you a million times in my life. This always ends the same way, right? So sure enough, anyway, I took all of her crap. Then about 2 days after that, she got a letter in the mail from him apologizing. You know, which didn't really made her feel a little better, but she's still pissed. But like, you're not getting your money back. You're not getting your stuff back.
Did
but
he at least tell her where he sold it back to?
No. It was just, I'm really sorry, blah, 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 and, you know, all the heroin stuff. And I said, look, man, I get it. I don't fault the guy. The point I was trying to make is he's got to figure out his own demons. Do not let him figure it out here. He's going to rob us. And I was only half right because he robbed you, not me. But she was pissed and beaten up. But I'm
that
like,
seems like the theft drug, too. I feel like if I'm dealing with like a meth head or somebody else, there might be more violence.
Maybe
I feel
more
like
violence.
heroin people are generally like, and it's like, right, like if you're getting dope sick, like they're going to do something to get
They got to
it.
do something to get through, man. And like I said, I get it. I sympathize with the guy. Like, you just don't want him here. He's going to steal our crap. And then he stole the crap.
So, when I bought my 50cc scooter, I love that thing.
Mm-hmm.
I did not have a car. I didn't have a car in 10 years. So that was my transportation.
Yeah.
This thing was awesome. You can park those things anywhere. You could go to T-Mobile and park it right near Edgar Martinez Drive.
And they say nothing.
They wouldn't say a damn thing. I mean, honest to God, it was just one of the most amazing things ever. As far as just how accessible it was, how easy it was to get around, blah, 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 blah. I parked this thing in front of my door every single night. I go
in
out
front of your house or in front of your door?
In front of my door.
So this is on the other side of your fence.
Because you know where I lived in Walnut.
Yeah.
And there's just a door and a garage. So the car's in the garage. My scooter's right in front of the door. It's exactly where I parked it. I come out one morning. I got my helmet on because I kept my helmet inside. I got my gloves on. I walk outside. Scooter's gone.
So now you look like a crazy person.
Scooter is locked. All the things the way they're supposed to be.
Right.
It's a 50cc. Had to be two people, unless it was one mover. Came
or one mover, yes.
and picked that damn thing up and basically threw it in the back of a truck because it was not that heavy. I mean, it maybe weighed maybe 250, but they were able to pick it up and throw it in the back of a truck.
Right.
All right, so that thing is gone. So file the police report, everything else, and a week goes by, and so when I filed the report, they said, okay, if we find this scooter, what do you want us to do? And I said, well, I
give it back.
I would prefer you call me, and I will come pick it up. You know, wherever you find it.
Sure.
Just let me know. I will meet you there. I will be there in a minute. Please do not take it to the impound lot. So I get a call one day. It's like, this is the impound lot. We got your scooter.
Got a scooter.
Got a scooter. I'm just like, Jesus Christ. So this is, I think I've told this story before, but I go to the impound lot. The one under I-5, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of down near Voula's Cafe, if you guys know where that is. The old
right,
North
all
Lake
right.
Pizza location. Yeah. So I go to the impound lot there, and there's a woman. I'm the only person who walks in, all right? I walk in, and the woman basically shuts the window. She's like, I'll be right with you. This is my break time. I'm like, okay. So I go sit in the chair, and I start walking out. She's like, sir, you can't go into the lot yet. I'm like, all right, I just want to see the condition of the damn thing.
So it's just you sitting in the
It's
impound.
me by myself.
And her.
I look over. She's eating a sandwich.
It's a
She's
break.
on her phone. It's a break. She's eating a sandwich. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. So I watch her finish the sandwich. Then I realize she's only finished half the sandwich. She got another half sandwich.
Are
right?
you kidding?
Oh, no. So then she picks up the other half. It's like a Subway footlong. I'm like, oh, my God, you got another half sandwich to eat. I'm like, this is driving me nuts. I just want to go.
How long are you sitting in here as she's eating?
25 minutes. So I'm assuming the lunch was a half an hour. But she's the only person there. So finally, just like, I feel like I was in Baltimore at the DMV. Window opens back up. Next.
What do you mean next? I'm the only person
Next.
here.
Next. Really, woman?
Come on, man.
Next. So I go out there and wear my, I used to have like a back carrier. That was complete, but that was locked. So they couldn't get into that thing.
Yeah.
But they ripped that off and replaced it with a milk crate with the what are those little cords?
Bungee cords?
Bungee cords. Hold
I
the
like
damn
that they
thing on the
felt
back.
like they needed to replace it.
Oh, yeah. They get themselves a new one. So it looks like you could put like a chicken in it or whatever, right? So obviously the ignition has completely been punched out. And there is one of those like 1-inch to 2-inch little mini screwdrivers that have been jammed in. That's the key now, right? So I have my spare key on me, or my key.
You don't need it, do you?
I don't need that. But they also fried the motor because they did not know that engine was a 2-stroke engine.
All right.
So they were only putting gas into the gas tank. And basically, I had a scooter that was more like a lawnmower.
Yeah.
You needed to mix the oil and mix the gas together in the gas tank. So, 2-stroke engine.
Yeah.
So they did not know that. And that thing puttered along for hours.
Well, why didn't you leave the instruction manual with your scooter on the off chance that someone steals it?
I just couldn't believe the genius that sold this did not recognize that, you know, based on the fact that when you open up the thing and look at it, it clearly says this is a 2-stroke engine.
You can strip out the ignition and start it with a screwdriver, but you can't tell that it's a 2-stroke. You can't tell that you need to put a little oil. And I also had oil underneath the seat. So that when I went, I could, mix it myself when I was at the gas station. But when I saw that scooter, I swear to you, I almost cried. Because I was just like, you sons of bitches.
You destroyed my boy.
This is my guy. This is the guy. I can park anywhere. You know what I mean? This is my...
I can park anywhere.
No, I'm back on the bus, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with being on the bus. We have a wonderful bus system around the area.
Blah, blah, blah.
I was just like, God, man, come on.
So what do? Do you just leave it there, or?
Well, yeah, because at that point in time, it was worthless. So I just like, yeah, you guys take care of it.
Right, trying to fix it, you could just buy a new one.
Oh, no, you're right.
Yeah. So the one thing I did was I took the license plate off of it. Got whatever paperwork was left out of it. Just took all that crap, went home, whatever. Sat for about a week. Then I went and bought like a real scooter.
Yeah.
So I bought a bigger scooter after that, which it's a nice scooter.
But it wasn't your guy.
It wasn't my man. And I just felt, I don't know, I felt so violated. Like what they done with that. Because I even washed that thing every once in a while. Like I took care of it.
Is it worse that they kind of redid it after they stole it, or is it worse that it was stolen?
Both.
You know what I mean?
Both. I mean, the fact that it looked like, seriously, it looked like, I don't know, it looks like they were hauling chickens or something.
Right.
It really looked like that thing where it's like, where have you traveled in the world? What third country?
We took it to Singapore.
What third country have you been in?
Right.
You know, what were you hauling in this? A pig? You know, like it kind of has that look to it. It's like, man, and the fender was all messed up. I'm like, you even laid this thing down. You asses. Like, come on. I mean, but I really wanted to repair it, so I called the people that I bought it from. And they're no longer in the area, but they used to be down at Sean Kemp's dispensary.
Yep, I know
down
exactly
by the
where.
Teeny Bigs or what the hell?
Yeah.
The cigar bar down there that used to be back in the day. So I called them. I'm like, look, this is the condition. They're like, they don't make that scooter anymore. We can't get parts.
Of course.
So based on the fact that it was like a Korean scooter company that had gone out of business, or maybe they don't ship to the U.S. anymore, but they ship everywhere else, there was no equivalent parts to be able to fix any of that bike. So I'm just like, man,
come on,
this sucks. So that I did buy a Yamaha because I figured Yamaha ain't going out of business.
Yeah.
Right. So at least when I bought the second one.
I had a Yamaha scooter. I think it was great.
It is great.
But it wasn't his boy, Ted.
It was my boy.
Yeah.
You know, this is like, like when your dog dies and then you buy the same breed of dog again.
Yeah.
But then that dog sucks.
I know nothing about that.
It's like you think they're going to be the same, but they're idiots.
But they're not.
Whatever, it's a cat, whatever. Like
Not at all.
all Himalayans are the same. No, they're not. So you try to replicate that. It's not that the bike isn't nicer. It's just not my bike.
It's not right. It's
I
not the
own
bike
the
you
bike,
want.
but it's just not the one that I was the bike. That was so now I got to go get a freaking motorcycle license. I got to pay insurance and crap.
No, but you're right. There's certain things. It doesn't have to be the best. Like I have this acoustic bass, right? And Joe Dredd, he cannot help but comment on it when he sees it, right? 'Cause it's just this tiny thing. It's beat to hell. It's not worth anything other than to me. But to your point, if someone stole it, and trust me, I would get a much better, higher quality acoustic bass. It would sound better. It would probably play better. Everything you could possibly want. But in the back of my head the whole time, I'd be like, but this isn't my bass. Like, I own this bass, but this isn't like my bass.
This is a replacement for
the one I love.
For what was
That's
mine.
what this is a rebound.
Right.
This is
Yeah.
rebound
Yeah.
sex, man.
Yeah.
I don't really want to have any kind of like long-lasting relationship with you. I just need you right now because I got a gig. That's basically what it'd be like. I'm going to F you because we're playing a show and you're cute and there's really nothing wrong with you. You're just not the one I love because the one I love has been stolen. And in that case, kidnapped. That's the way it feels, man.
Feels
really
like that. You remember the movie The Natural?
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's a big scene when he breaks Wonder Boy his back.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Looking at that scooter the same way.
I swear to God, man. You know how, like, I swear to God, I was almost like a 5-year-old that was so frustrated.
Looking at your broken toy.
And so mad that I couldn't get ice cream.
Right.
That I didn't know whether to scream or whether to cry or whether to take a nap. You know, like
but guess what? The lady at the Impala, she didn't care either way.
It was like I was hangry, I was mad.
Did she offer you
I
a
was
Snickers?
sad. Hell no. She
Here you
was
go,
in
sir.
there-
Have a
She was
Snickers.
in there munching on her footlong.
What kind of footlong was it?
I don't know, but I couldn't believe it was a footlong. Because I was like, man, because I watched her finish the 6-incher, right?
I feel like a footlong at lunch is aggressive.
It was. That's what I'm saying. Thank you. And
I don't know why,
maybe you're
but
right.
that's just my rule.
You wrap the back 6 up and you take that home. Maybe you snack on it later after you get
Say,
high.
I'll eat a footlong for dinner, but I just feel like for lunch, footlong.
I'll eat half my sandwich today.
So
Very
I watched her finish it. I'm serious because I'm watching. I'm like, how long am I going to have to sit in here? And she takes the last bite. And I'm like, all right. And then she puts her hand in the bag for chips. I'm like,
oh my God,
we're close. We are close. Takes a sip of the drink. Next thing I know, she got another 6 inches in her hands. I'm just like, mother, you're eating a 12-incher for lunch? And that took another 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I just like she
not
said,
a care in the world.
Next. Me next.
I'm like, is that me? Am I next?
She
Well,
should have
no.
made you take a number.
Yeah.
Because if you're the only one in there, you're number 3.
Yeah.
We're the 1 and 2.
That is
Don't worry about it.
Those places, anything involving your automobile.
Oh,
RV,
yeah.
We don't give an F places of the world.
Well, the impound, yeah. The
Yeah.
thing is, because if your car's an impound, you're already coming in not happy.
Clearly.
They know that, right? So I think it's just, they just get so jaded because all you deal with is people that are already pissed off and want their stuff back ASAP.
But they're at least the woman here wasn't mean. She's just clearly lazy. She's slacking. She's going to take her time. I want my buddy Tony, man, to an impound lot in Baltimore. It's a much different experience. It's just as soon as you walk in, right, there's already people yelling. So she's dealing, and I don't know what these guys' deal is, right? Like you said, it's an impound lot, so nothing good has happened. But like, she's
nothing good's happened
and
to
they're
your car.
screaming at each other, but the way things roll there, like you can openly scream at a customer, and it doesn't seem odd, right?
You're not going to get a bad Yelp review.
You're not. This is just how
This is business.
people are communicating, and she disagreed with their stance on whatever. So as they're going back and forth, right, and we're kind of listening, we're mildly amused, but Tony is a very impatient individual, so he just pipes up with how long do you think this is going to take? And I cannot say her exact quote, but something along the lines of, don't start with me, N-bomb. I will get to you when I'm done with these foods. Now, we're customers. That is what she said. And so we sat down quietly because we knew, like, she will jump over this counter.
And she was a white woman.
And beat your ass. Right? Make it even worse.
She was a white woman. Jesus.
But we took, my son wanted to get some kind of pair of Under Armour tennis shoes, right? So we fly back to Baltimore, and I said, listen, man, they have an Under Armour flagship store there. So my wife and I just said, listen, people here, they act a lot different than they do in Seattle, man. So just be prepared for that. And in whatever capacity it's going to be, right? He's like, yeah, all right. And people are generally cool, but we go to the store. He finds the pair he wants. They find the right size, and this older black lady's waiting on him, right? So finally she's like, all right, darling, we got your size. What color shoes do you want? He said, I really want the white ones. How old are you, boy? It's like, I am 9. I ain't selling you white shoes. He looks at me. I just shrug. I'm like, look, between you and her. So he's like, well, those are the ones I want. Like, that's why I'm here. Boy, do you have your own money? Who's paying for these? And he points at me. My dad said he'd get me the pair. Said, okay, well, you're 9 years old. I got grandbabies. You know what you're going to do? You're going to make those shoes dirty, then your daddy wasted his money. That's what you're telling me. I will sell you this pair of shoes, but I ain't selling it to you in white. That was the end of the conversation. So we got a pair of black Under Armour shoes. There was no chance. She's like, I'm not selling your young ass white shoes unless it is your own money. Because all you're going to do is outgrow them, get them dirty, and your dad, you got a job, don't you? I'm like, yeah, I got a job. Okay, so your daddy's working hard, and you're going to get your shoes dirty. I ain't selling you white shoes. Pick another color. I mean, he's like,
have a nice day.
Oh, yeah.
My buddy Marvin.
And she was sweet at the end.
She sold all the football shirts at DeMatha. My uncle went to Carroll. He hates DeMatha. He said, Teddy, you're playing there. Get me a shirt. He's a fit dude. Miss Brown said, I need a medium football shirt. Tiny, ain't no grown man wearing a medium. I'll give you a large. He gets it. He's like, I'm swimming in it. I said, Phil, I tried.
Right.
She would not sell me a medium in a men's.
When were you the victim of a crime? 206-803-ROCK.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Fly Condor Airlines nonstop to Frankfurt and connect effortlessly to most European destinations. Relax and start your vacation in comfort. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today and book your next adventure.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth for a healthier heart, for a healthier you. Smile Generation. Trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection, because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you, committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
When a cold has you down, it's the little comforts that lift you up. A warm blanket, a cup of tea, and a tissue that actually feels good on your skin. Infused with aloe, Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe provides a hint of cooling freshness to help your skin feel restored. So, whether your skin is feeling dry, chafed, or irritated, you're only one wipe away from helping it feel relieved. So, the next time you have a cold, get a hint of instant cooling relief with new Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
Man, that was easy.
Bulldog Rotary Hammer!
Hello?
It is I, He-Man, your inner Bosch.
Inner...
Bosch!
I'm sorry, what?
That powerful feeling you get when you can powerfully blast through concrete. Say it with me.
What, like right now?
Yes! We have the power!
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth for a healthier heart, for a healthier you. Smile Generation trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection, because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
Bosch's innovative power tools make you feel like a Bosch. Like when you pile drive screws and bolts with the 2-in-1 impact driver, you'll feel like
Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh, yeah!
Or when you powerfully blast through concrete with the Bulldog Rotary Hammer, you'll feel
like I have the power!
And when you make buttery smooth cuts with the Glide Miter saw, you'll feel
Scoobity-bee-bop smooth, baby.
What he said. With expertly engineered power tools, the more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Our question, when were you the victim of a crime? 206-803-ROCK. Here's one from the text line. My house was burned to the ground. My neighbor's side piece had the wrong address. Luckily, my wife and I were on vacation when the fire occurred. LARP on, boys.
Wow.
Damn. Wow. Wow. Come back from vacation. Your house is burned to the ground.
How do you not?
Because your neighbor's side piece wasn't quite sure where your neighbor lived.
Jesus.
Damn, man. Good times. Hello, Chelsea. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola.
Hola.
So I'm calling in regarding actually my dad, then my boyfriend. So my dad's in his 80s now. Back when he was in his 20s, he had a handgun stolen from his home.
Uh-oh.
Fast forward, right, 25 years later, he gets a call from the police down in Tacoma. They arrested a criminal, had his handgun on him, and they gave it back to my dad.
So he got his gun.
Wow.
So he got it back. That many years later.
Wow.
25 years.
How many different hands do you think that gun went through?
Oh, God. Who knows at that point, 25 years later?
Was it in decent condition?
Yeah, still in working condition.
Okay.
Just out of curiosity, was it like an old school revolver?
It was.
Yeah.
It was a 38 revolver, yep.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
That makes sense for the time. Sure. Damn.
Right?
And he
Yeah.
actually got it back.
My grandma,
We got it back.
99 years old, 357, right beside her bed.
You think she can still pick that
She's
thing up?
slept with it beside her bed her entire life.
But you said at this point she's not even sure of her own age. Hopefully your mom
She
has
does not
moved
know
it.
where the bathroom is. That gun has to be there.
Maybe
I don't
unloaded.
even think she could pick it up.
I was going to say
heavy.
357.
I mean, it's not
Heavy.
loaded, right?
No.
Okay.
Right. There's
All right.
bullets in the drawer underneath the gun.
That's okay. I just want to make sure the gun itself was not loaded, man. I'm like, this is not going to end
Just
well.
if she's already forgetting stuff, you don't want her to shoot just like a
Trust me,
family member coming up the stairs.
My brother tried to get that thing put away when his kids were young for years.
And she wouldn't budge?
Not happening. Doors got to close in the bedroom.
Right.
That's it.
I told you I worked with a guy, Chi-Chi's Thaddeus. Someone stole his gun out of he was also the resident drug dealer and all this. But we got along real well. Ted, you'd like him. He has one of those big smiles you like.
Oh, yeah.
I just got to smile at you. I'm telling you, the room lit up. He also might kill you. But
Right, but
great
he
smile.
looks happy.
He always look happy, except this one day, and again, it's his work locker, Chi-Chi's. We all think we know who stole his gun, but you couldn't be sure, and you're not really going to point fingers. Thaddeus was pretty sure that he knew, but instead he simply addressed everyone instead of singling this guy out. And again, he's a known drug dealer, and he made it very clear. He's like, look, there are a lot of expletives in this, so I'm just kind of paraphrasing, but essentially the message was, someone stole my gun out of my work locker. I know that it is one of you. You have until tomorrow morning to return the gun to my locker because I will kill you if you do not. Like, you will be dead, and I think I know who it is, which is kind of what set it off. Because I'm like, I'm not worried about it. And even when he talked to me, he's like, man, I know your dumbass didn't steal it. I'm like, no, I didn't steal your freaking gun.
I'm going to steal the VHS.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm more likely to steal the goddamn drugs you have in the locker than steal the gun. But even then, we got good business, right? Anyway, fast forward the next morning, Thaddeus comes in, guns in his locker. And it was dropped. Because he would say, hey, man, you get it back in my locker because you will be killed if I don't get it back by tomorrow morning. And if you do, no questions, no follow-up, not going to ask anybody anything. So, again, I think I know who did it. No one was going to fess up, obviously. But, yeah, that just came in. It's like, guns in the locker.
When were you the victim of a crime? 206-803-ROCK.
Bright smile, but the man will kill you. Hello, Betsy. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So my husband and I both drive Honda Elements, and I think it was about 4 years ago, my husband was working at a shop up on 127th and Aurora, great part of town. And he gets up work, starts the car, and just hears this. Blah, 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 blah. He's like, what the heck is that? Well, his buddy's like, yeah, I think you just got your catalytic converter stolen.
Oh.
And he's just like, hell, heck. So being the handy kind of guy he is, he orders one off of Amazon and replaces it, and, works fine. Month and a half later, I'm up at the Costco at Shoreline. Get in my car, turn it on.
Jesus.
And fortunately, of course, he had told me the story about his, so I knew right away what had happened. And he bought me, another one off of Amazon to the point where every time he logged back on, Amazon had a buy it again.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, okay.
Catalytic, we always replace those.
So why don't we hear as much about that as we did 5 years ago, before COVID?
I know. It was so crazy because it was taking the shops like weeks to get you in. So that's why we're like, if we can do it ourselves. But, yeah, since then it's been fine, knock on wood.
Do you think they're just cracking down on the the scrap guy? Like, look, you can steal anything you want, but you're doing it for money. So the people that buy it obviously know where you got it.
That's always been my argument. It's like, we know if they're selling in scrap yards. Like,
right. So I think maybe they started cracking down on those guys.
Because you
like,
check
we
in on
want
pawn
documentation.
Right. You check in on pawn shops.
You're checking on pawn shops for sure, right? Catalytic
Right.
converter. Yeah, you're right. For a while, man, it was like
it
the
seemed
hottest thing
yeah,
going on.
But I haven't heard that. So now let's just take the Hyundai and drive it through the pot shop.
Right. And steal the cash.
That's the way.
But again, it's always the people that fence it, not so much people that steal it. Like, if you don't have an audience, then the show's not going to go on, right? So the bar that I used to live close to, it had had a fire. It reopened in like 6 months, but they do a lot of cosmetic crap on the outside. But one of the last things they needed to do before they're open was put up the gutters, right? No big deal, but they had copper gutters. They weren't installed yet. They were kind of leaning against the building. They were all stolen. About a week later, copper gutters re-arrived. This time they actually installed them. They are up on the roof of this place. The next day, someone had gone up there and pulled down the copper gutters off the outside of the building. 2 days later, aluminum gutters, they've been there the whole time. But again, to me, it's like, who's the guy that buys the copper gutters? You know goddamn
Who buys
well.
a catalytic converter?
Right. That's
who
the people you
shut
crack down on.
Yes.
That's all. You know, think about like prohibition.
Yeah.
If you legalize alcohol, the violence goes away.
Well,
Right,
it's like Sudafed. So if I get a Bartell or Rite Aid, whatever, and I need, the stuff that you can make. What can you make out of that?
Meth. Yeah.
All right. So they're going to ask for my ID.
Right. Because you
They
have an
all the
allergy.
stuff because I have the potential to turn that into meth, I guess.
Yeah.
So they need to know who I am so they can go, okay,
Right,
this
to
is
buy
the guy.
Sudafed, right.
This is the guy that's doing that. So I cannot figure out as much as
I'm
anything
buying
else.
copper gutters off some sleeveless Yahoo.
Yes.
Who hasn't been asleep in 7 days. Like, oh, he seemed on the up and up.
I'm sorry, man. I think the same way about this. You want to cure graffiti? If I walk into a Sherman-Williams and go, give me 50 cans of spray paint. Let me pick all the different colors out of these.
Yeah.
Unless I'm, somebody who has been asked to do a mural or something like
They
that.
do, but they'll stop you for that. I did not realize. We'd gone to Home Depot
I should have
years
to give,
ago.
I should have to give ID.
Yeah.
My question is just, when do they
Some
do it?
places they will. We were spray painting outdoor furniture probably 15 years ago, right? So the wife and I were like, all right, go to Home Depot, we'll buy spray paint. But we picked a bunch of different colors. And I don't think that me and my wife look like taggers, but hey, I guess you can never be too sure. But yeah, the lady asked for ID. My wife and I are looking at each other like, for what? She's like, spray paint. I'm like, why do you need ID for spray paint? And then she explained the whole graffiti thing. I'm like,
If I'm commissioned
really?
to do a wall, I get it.
Yeah.
But other than that, I can say, look, here's where I'm doing it. This is the side of the building I'm doing it. The owner wanted me to do this. I'm doing that. If not, you're like, dude, 50 cans of spray paint.
Yeah, for this 15-year-old kid.
What do you got going on? You drove up on a bike.
Again, when is it happening?
What do you mean? When does what happen?
Like, what time of night?
With the graffiti?
Yeah.
I'm always surprised, right? Because I got the light rail track at the end of my driveway. So I will take the dog out at night, say it's midnight, 12:30. Nothing. There's no one around. I get up the next morning, take the dog out at 7 o'clock in the morning, and there's a full color. And I'm like, when did you do this, man? And to their credit, look, man, here's my thing. If you're going to tag, at least have some artistic ability. Because there are some tags where I'm like, that's actually a great piece. I understand that building doesn't want it there.
Correct.
This is an artist who's, yes, they're breaking the law because they're tagging the place, but it's great art. Other guys, like the straight penis, like, come on, man. It's not even a good penis. If you're going to do a penis, like, do an artistic penis.
I've driven home before at midnight or whatever, and it's just like,
You never see
them out there doing it, but I see it all along I-5.
Yeah.
Any tunnel you go through. And some of it, like the one tunnel we got to go through every day, I'm like,
there's some
tight quarters.
But there's some great work down there,
Yeah.
man. Really good work. I mean, I'm impressed because one guy had a really good piece and then someone else covered it up. And my understanding was in the tagging community, for the most part, man, you don't cover someone else's art with your art. It's like when bands had to put up flyers. The whole thing was,
You
look,
wait for them to play their
your
show before
show-
you put yours on top of it.
Man, there used to be this one band in Baltimore. They were notorious for covering everybody else's crap. They ended up not being able to get gigs because no bands would play with them. Like, look, man, it's just the unspoken rule. Our show is 2 nights from now. You covered it up with yours a week from now. Everyone knows that you're a band who did it because the name of your band's on the flyer, dummy.
Right. Tags, sometimes you could tell it's gang stuff because they'll cross it out to be like, no, this is our territory.
Right, I get
you
that.
Can't, right. So
Sure.
it's like, all right, you could see it. But you're right. Some of the art stuff's like,
I'm like, dude, I like that piece.
I say it all the time. I grew up on the Metro. There is nobody that didn't grow up in the PG County, D.C. area that doesn't know Cool Disco Dan. That guy, when you were on the Metro, you saw those tags everywhere.
And I just want to point out to the taggers, the F word, it ends with a CK, not just a K.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to be crude, at least spell it right.
When were you the victim of a crime? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Chris. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Okay, this is last year, and keep in mind, I'd been working with this guy for about a year and a half in a warehouse that has about 50 employees. He goes, I'm there on an office day. I'm usually, driving around the city to do my job. And he goes, hey, while you're here, can I borrow your car? I need to make a run real quick. I go, oh, sure, Scott. Go ahead. Man, here's the keys. Don't worry about the gas. Just bring it back, please. And lo and behold, this MFer just takes off, quits over the phone, and it took until last week that the only notification I get is from State Patrol that my car is being auctioned off, and I have a balance owing of $3,000.
Jesus, man.
And
so
I guess
you never saw this guy again?
No, I had his phone. I knew where he lived. He had already moved out before I could get there. This was his whole plan that day, and it gets picked up out. What is that? Highway 18 cutting through over to 90, so out there.
Mm-hmm.
And he never responded. And at this point, I forgot his last name, but. I don't know. Hopefully karma gets him, because I learned a long time ago it's not your job to inflict karma, because all that does is bring karma back to you. So I'm just at a loss, I guess.
I think at that point, you don't worry about karma. The beauty is if you continually make bad decisions, inevitably bad things happen. Right? I mean, that's the thing about making a bad decision.
You're going to get caught.
Yeah, something bad's going to happen. You can count on that. And this guy sounds like someone who, within a reasonable amount of time, something bad's going to happen.
When were you the victim of a crime? 206-803-ROCK.
By the way, graffiti artist checked in with us. All right, so first of all, he says, no graffiti artist pays for cans. Come on, guys. Are bad.
So they're stolen.
More than likely, yeah. But he also says, Ted, any guesses he has the golden hour for graffiti art?
3 to 4.
2 a.m. So
2
2 a.m. is
okay.
the golden hour for us.
All right.
That's good. I'm going to keep my eyes peeled, man.
And then, all right, I got one more question. Some of the stuff on the signs, like, it's not easy on I-5 to get up on those.
Some of those, blow my mind. Like,
so what are you wearing, a harness with rappelling gear?
They got to be good at climbing.
And ropes?
I don't know, man. There was one the other night that really caught me on 5, because some of them I go, okay, I understand how they got up there. A little dangerous, but I understand. But there's one in particular where I cannot wrap my head around, like, how did you get up here, man? And how did you get such a massive piece done? It's impressive. I'll give them that. So there you go. 2 a.m., golden hour. Hello, Carly. Welcome to the men's room.
Hi.
Hola.
Hola. So you guys are my favorite radio show. You're awesome. My one is my mom, Karen Bodine, was murdered in 2007 in Olympia, and it's still an unsolved homicide.
Your mother was murdered, you said?
Yep, that's what I said.
What were the circumstances around this?
She was found dead, naked, off Little Rock Road near Rochester.
Jesus Christ.
So it was not a home invasion?
No, it was not.
So was she hiking or just out on a walk or what?
We're not really sure. She was at a friend's house, and then the next day she was found murdered. You can Google her name or anything. I do a lot of advocacy and stuff.
How old was she at the time?
She was 38.
Okay. And how old were you then?
I was 18. I was a senior in high school.
So you said 2005? This happened 20 years ago?
2007.
2007. Okay.
Yeah.
Did she have a boyfriend? I mean, was there any way that you could help?
She did have a boyfriend, but he's not a suspect.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So no one has any leads at all?
Nope.
Wow. Because disgustingly enough, we have done a poll before for Big Dummy, which basically was this. If you disappear, who do we contact?
Right.
A family member, a coworker, someone you've been in a relationship with.
Who's your main suspect?
Right, exactly. Depending on, your group of friends and associates. Who is the most likely person to be involved in this?
Right. And did you have any suspicions yourself? Or you really just had absolutely no idea?
Oh, I have suspicions, but I can't prove it. And, in the court of law, unless you prove it, it doesn't matter.
Well, have you?
Sure.
Okay, let me ask you this. Have you reached out to one of those podcasters that do this crap? Because seemingly they're pretty...
I've done a bunch of different podcasts. Actually, there was a true crime thing in Seattle called Crime Con that my mom was a part of. That was crazy. I'm trying to do more podcasts and stuff, always bringing awareness, all that jazz.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it seemed like, you get what I call the citizen sleuths, as it were, but they leave no stone unturned, and they obsess about it. And that's the thing. A lot of times you get a lot of progress as a result of that.
Has the DNA technology changed or anything that would be, that would help now?
There has been progress in, DNA and just technology in general. A lot of the hang-ups, though, and what people don't understand is funding for that kind of stuff.
Right.
Not every department or agency has that kind of stuff. And so, it's stuff like that that's really frustrating.
Okay. So a lot of times, so they can have some of the evidence there. The tech is caught up, but they can't necessarily get the funding to test it.
Yep.
Wow.
How did they believe she passed on? In what manner?
It was definitely murder. She was strangled.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, I hate to say this. It could just be random.
It could be. It could be.
No, totally. That's what's scary about it, man.
I was going to say, that's almost worse.
Well, she's 38. Did she frequent any bars?
Yeah, she was kind of a partier,
Okay, well, that plays into it.
It does.
It really does,
generally speaking.
If she's found the next day, then maybe she was out that night. You're a senior. Right. You're old enough to be at home on your own.
Right.
So, depending on the time, that would be where I would look. Like, look, where were you last night? Do you have a receipt? Is there a credit card?
And I'm sure they've gone through all that.
Yeah.
Because
if not, you paid in cash. And that's.
But
that's not likely.
You got to get the funding. Right? Because, like I said, more than likely they have the evidence sitting there, but if you don't have the funding, you can't test the crap.
Right.
Damn.
Our question, when were you the victim of a crime? 206-803-ROCK.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth for a healthier heart for a healthier you. Smile Generation trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection, because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Man, that was easy.
Bulldog Rotary Hammer!
Hello?
It is I, He-Man, your inner Bosch.
Inner...
Bosch!
I'm sorry, what?
That powerful feeling you get when you can powerfully blast through concrete. Say it with me.
What, like right now?
Yes! We have the power!
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch.
Looking for a job is lonely. Endless searching, phone calls that go nowhere, applications that vanish into thin air. What if you could link with dozens of local companies who are hiring right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, endless opportunities, and no fees ever for job seekers. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, it's easy to connect to vibrant destinations across Europe. Whether you're sipping espresso in stylish Milan or raising a stein at Oktoberfest in Munich, Condor makes your journey just as enjoyable as your destination. With spacious cabins and relaxing service, your vacation starts the moment you board. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Pinky's Plumbing Studio, you're in the men's room. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK.
Who's text us on the way at 4:30? In the meantime, our question, when were you the victim of a crime? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Wyatt. Welcome to the men's room.
Boom, bitches.
Boo!
So, I'll make this short and sweet. You guys remember the Barefoot Bandit?
Absolutely. Stole what? Planes, boats, all that stuff?
What's it got? Colton Harris Moore?
Something like that.
Yeah, so I'm from Orcas Island, and back in '09, I was about 14, and it was during the summer, and I had just discovered weed. So I was out at the lake all day just getting baked, and I come home, and before my parents were home, I had a king-size Butterfinger up in my room that I was thinking about all damn day.
Yeah, weed will do that to you.
Yeah.
Yes, it will, especially when you first start chiefing. Anyway, so I go in just blazed as hell, and I go up in my room, and I remember putting that thing on my desk, and it was gone. And there was this little note that just said, sorry. And apparently the Barefoot Bandit, this guy shimmied up our gutter to the second story, and there was this tiny little window, and he somehow got it open, broke into the house, didn't take anything. He rearranged some stuff, but the only thing he took was my goddamn Butterfinger. And man, you don't know how upset I was.
So people have lost planes, boats, cars. He stole your Butterfinger.
You sure he didn't go downstairs and raid the fridge a little bit more than that?
No, man, that was it. He just moved some things around and then took my Butterfinger and left me a little note that said sorry. And then
So how do you know it was him for real?
When he ordered that book off Amazon, like How to Fly a Plane, that was our neighbor where he was staying at their house, and the cops, he ran out and grabbed it from the Amazon driver, and it was all on camera. And I guess across the street they could see him coming from my house.
Oh, really?
All right.
Yeah.
I'll be damned.
I mean, if you're going to have something stolen from the Barefoot Bandit, a Butterfinger, probably the best you could do.
He stole Bob Rivers' plane.
Yeah.
And successfully flew the thing somewhere. I can't remember where.
Did he make it to Eastern? I know he ended up in the Bahamas.
I don't know.
Right?
But he got his plane.
He got the plane. Somehow he flew to the Bahamas, and then they caught him in the Bahamas when he had stolen a boat and he was trying to get out.
Yeah.
My thing is, how do you steal a plane? How do you find a place to land it?
Right.
I mean, I guess you keep the transponder off, maybe something. And it's once you're on radar, hey, man, you're not supposed to be here, and you certainly aren't supposed to land there. But yeah.
Yeah. See, my money goes, radio guy can buy a plane, huh? Wow.
Yeah, different times, man. Different times.
When were you the victim of a crime? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Elizabeth. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So, once upon a time in another life, I was a good little Christian Mormon girl. And my heart went out to everybody. And I housed this family with 7 children.
How many?
In my house.
You say a dozen?
7.
Oh, seven. Jesus.
7 children.
Like, what ages are we talking here?
What's that?
What age range are we talking?
7 months to 13 years.
All black hair, darker skin?
Yeah.
Typical Mormon?
On that.
Okay.
So this family was in need, so I housed them in my house. And they stowed away their Suburban that was out for impound in my garage.
Okay.
And then, some things started to go down, so I called the impound, and I was like, the Suburban's here. Come get it, But I couldn't put the children out. Anyway, so stuff happened, and...
what is stuff? What stuff is happening?
Oh, just kids being told. It was like a CPS investigation.
Okay, all right.
Anyway, so I go to church and I come home and my husband's car is gone, and I'm like, well, that's weird. He wasn't gonna go, So then I call him and I hear his phone ringing upstairs. He's asleep. And I was like, where's the car? And he's like, what do you mean, where's the car? It's in the driveway. And I said, no, it's not. The car is not in the driveway. The mother, high on shrooms, came and stole our car. And I really, at the time, I didn't care about the car. It was my kids' baby bracelets that were in the car and my husband's birthday gift that were in the car.
So where did the car go with this lady?
So finally, I call the police, and I'm like, hey, well, she's already wanted. Somebody said that they spotted her downtown Olympia. So I'm like, okay. Putting little pieces together, our kids went to school together, so I picked my kids as little detectives. And we eventually, 1 week later, I found my car in some abandoned lot off of Highway 506.
Yeah. Bedroom colors. Here are the 7 words you can't say on the radio. Sucker, mother, and please keep those words in mind when calling. Now back to the program.
The mouth on that church lady.
That's right.
That was pretty bad there.
You want to go back to
Sure.
her?
She's a Mormon.
All right, Elizabeth, no more cussing, please.
Yeah.
Hello, Elizabeth. That's all right.
Hey, question for you. Was this lady strung out on all kinds of drugs? Like, I don't really picture people on mushrooms committing a lot of crimes.
Right.
Probably. She probably was.
Were they all her children biologically?
Yes.
So why did you take them in? And was your husband on board with this idea, or is there something you had to convince him to do?
So ever since the beginning of my marriage in 2000, we took in all kinds of people from everywhere. It's just, he was always on board with it. It's something that we always did. It actually is, unfortunately, the end of our marriage.
Only
the last person that I took in took him.
What?
Oh.
Wait a minute. So you're telling me that you house some lovely lady, and the next thing you know, your husband's gone?
Yeah.
Wow. Damn, man.
Maybe foster an animal.
First. What's that?
Foster an animal, like a dog or a cat that needs a home.
I have fostered many animals.
I believe that. Jesus, man. So that's
so. Do you have you ever talked to your ex-husband?
Yeah, I talk to him all the time.
Where is he now?
I don't actually really know. He doesn't want me to know where he lives, and I'm okay with that.
Wow.
I mean, like, I know where, but I can't remember, like, the town.
Okay.
Do you have kids? Like, why? If you talk to him, how do you not know where he lives?
We have 2 children.
All right.
Well, how do you guys see? How do the kids see their dad? Does he come and pick them up?
They're adults.
Oh, okay. All right.
They can go see their dad when they want.
Do they know not to tell you where he lives? Do they not want to tell you, or what?
Well, I know where he lives. I just don't remember the town, like the name of the town.
Well, that's a start.
Because I moved my daughter there. He just asked me to please not show up. And I was like, deal, this is a long drive.
But you didn't do anything. So why is he so worried about you when you were not the one who did anything to him? So what is his fear?
This is a very good question. I think the very last person that I gave refuge to in my home after 20 years of providing refuge to underprivileged and endangered people, she definitely cast like some spell over him because he turned into a completely different person. And she had him convinced of all kinds of things about me that were not true.
Okay.
And he went with it.
All right.
I just found out that about a year or so ago, he ended up having to put a restraining order on her.
Oh.
And
so he has a type. Right. He doesn't want you to know where he lives.
He doesn't want her around.
He doesn't want her to be able to legally get next to him.
So he likes women that he doesn't want to be around. That's the sense I'm getting out of it.
Wow. Man, I thought my dating life was messed up.
God damn, man.
Jesus.
I mean, if that woman had that much control over her, it makes sense now he would need a restraining order against her.
I'm tracking with that. Like,
I
that
also,
makes sense.
right, given that this lady was like, we brought somebody in, he left with her. He probably, I don't know that she would do it, but I can imagine he'd be worried.
Yeah. I can
Like,
see
that's
that.
not the nicest way. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, we were talking about breaking up. Like, you left with the person we were giving a home to?
When were you the victim of a crime? 206-803-ROCK.
Miles knows. It's like with Sunshine. Like,
That's right.
you let her go next door once, and that dog never came home.
Or Juan Montgomery comes over your house and rips you off.
Jesus. I still don't know all the stuff that kid stole.
I don't think Juan Montgomery knows all the stuff
Stuff that he
stole.
stole, yeah.
Me either.
Hello, Clayton. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
How's it going, guys?
Doing well, sir.
So my story is not too crazy, but for me, it's pretty crazy. 10, 15 years ago, woke up one morning and was back living in Edmonds. Parents asked me if I'd heard, seen, smelled anything weird over the night, and I didn't know what was going on. Told them no. It turned out sometime throughout the night, some guy, we had an old garage door, not mechanical or nothing. You just lift it up and, free roam to everybody. Some guy, I guess, stole a car running from the cops. He made his way into downtown Edmonds somehow and opened his way into our garage and found my catching gear at the time and put that on. I guess he was being chased by dogs, so he was scared of the dogs. Put on some catching gear for armor.
Baseball catching gear?
Yes, baseball catching.
Okay.
He physically put this on.
That's very specific.
To avoid the dogs.
Yes, yeah. He opened up the bag. He put the helmet, the chest protector, the shin guard. I mean, he put the whole deal on. And he found a gas can for, lawnmower, whatever. He poured gas everywhere over the garage. He poured it on the seams of the doors, trying to get his scent knocked away or whatever. And went through our backyard. He knocked a hole in our fence. He went over a few more. I think he went through 7 or 8 properties to make it onto this elementary school property. And he ended up laying down in the swamp in the middle. The cops had to use a helicopter, but they ended up finding him and waited him out at the swamp, just waiting for him to think it was safe to leave, and got him pretty easily. I was surprised. And they even brought him back up to our driveway to put him in the back of the car just to show us who it was.
Did you get your catcher gear back?
I never did, no. We asked them about that. They told us it was evidence and they would need it for 6 months to a year, and never saw it again.
Look, for the white suburbia safe haven known as Edmonds, they got some weird crime up there, man.
Yeah.
Oh, very weird.
I'm telling you.
I figured he would have stole your parents' walking poles, since apparently in Edmonds, to walk on the street, you must have walking poles.
Especially if you're trying to get up that hill off Main Street.
I don't. It's weird,
Going
man.
to the Landro.
Like, every time I go there, I've only been there like 6 times, and every time I go, I look at my wife like, is it me, or does everyone have
my
freaking
kids used to
walking
tell
poles?
me stuff every week, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Edmonds?
What kind of stuff, though?
Just weird crap, man. Like, I was shocked. To me, it seemed like we're the perfect family. We moved to Edmonds.
Sure.
We know everybody's business. Not car theft. People shooting at each other.
Shooting would surprise me.
Shooting would surprise me. Car theft, property theft wouldn't shock me at all.
Yeah. Well, they got nice rides.
I mean, Queen Anne used to be the...
God almighty, yeah.
It was unbelievable.
If you had a car, we're going to steal it.
Yeah, like when my buddies lived up there and they were just renting a big house, I was shocked. I mean, like one night, somebody came home late from the and just didn't lock the door. And I mean, they woke up to just people in their house grabbing stuff.
Damn.
When were you the victim of a crime? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Josh. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello, bicholas.
Hola.
Hola. So it started with I matched with like this pretty girl on like an online dating, and we talked back and forth for a few days, and texting and whatnot, and eventually she kind of asked for some like naughty photos, and we exchanged those pictures back and then I just get this weird text message that has like my full name, a list of all my family members, my like Facebook, and it just is like and then another photo of like our messages and like my like nude photo, and basically this, I don't think it was even her doing it. It wound out to be like some catfish was trying to scam me out of threatening to send this photo out to my family members if I didn't send them some money.
Now, let me ask you
How much did they want?
Yeah. It started with like $1,000 at first, and then was like, I don't even have that amount. And they're like, what can you afford? And
what is your penis worth?
And then it was like, it was $400, and then it was like buy Bitcoin, and it was the whole ordeal. I just got ahead of it and told my family members, block this phone number.
All right, that's a smart move. Now, let me ask you this, though. Now, were you just naked, or were you posing and doing something in this picture?
Oh, I'm holding my member. Yeah.
All right. Look, man.
Oh, my face wasn't in it, so in theory, like,
yeah,
it could have been anyone.
Well, at least you're mature and understand enough what was going on, because there's a lot of kids out there that do drastic things once that kind of stuff happens.
Yeah,
so that's a serious problem.
Well, I didn't want them to like hit up my grandma and try to scam her out.
Your grandma knows what your penis looks like. Trust me, she's babysat you.
She does not know what it looks like as an adult.
Well, that's true. I mean, she knows a smaller version.
I'm assuming.
She knows what the puppy looked like before it became a dog.
Right.
Well, they were like, I don't ruin your life. Enjoy the life of the porn star and stuff.
We'd all like to enjoy the life of a porn star.
Very much so.
Yeah,
if you can promise me that, do what you will, friend. But, yeah, I mean, they tried that here. I got an email thing, and the guy, like, I knew there's no way it's right. It's like, we have video of you, like,
all spam. We'll put that in something that's
I'm like, no, you don't. And then they were like, we have all your Facebook friends. I'm like, you don't. I'm not on Facebook. Right? So everything they tried, I'm like, man, I know 95% of the time you guys might hit it out of the park with this. Like, you're talking to a Neanderthal.
Oh, it's probably 5%.
The more issue like Miles is talking about is like people, like especially teenagers, don't know who they're talking to. Right? So they send those pictures, and then, I forget the name of it.
No, it's kind of a catfish,
sexploitation.
Yeah,
sexploitation.
Right, but like Miles is right. Some of these kids have taken their own lives. They're so upset about it.
Oh, no.
And it is awful.
Like with them, I get it because they're all on social media. But like I said, I almost felt bad for the guy trying to scam me. Like, bro, I'm so sorry. I'm really not on social media.
Yeah, and some of them, too, you just got to be smart enough when you look at it because, it just doesn't make any sense, right? Like sometimes it's like your UPS delivery. It's like, I haven't ordered anything.
Everything. They try everything.
When were you the victim of a crime? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, JJ. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Well, I like to tell this story sometimes, but as long as I have men's room IPA, which you can find in the yellow can.
Nice.
I feel better about it. But I'll start with back in October of 2015, the wife decided to say, let's take our son and his new wife and their new kid and said, let's go on a trip to Italy and Germany.
All right.
And show because our son was born in Germany. So show everything about what happened there. So I said, how long would you be gone? She said, let's go for 3 to 4 weeks. And I said, okay, I'll stay here and watch the dog and get some projects done here. And at the last second, she said, no, I want you to go. So I said, okay, we'll go. So we go to Italy, then we go to Germany, and then we asked a friend of my son who graduated with to watch the house. However, right before he left, he said, hey, can I bring my girl over? And I said, sure, no problem. I met his girlfriend. She was a really nice gal. But what happened is he broke up with her, and then he decided to bring the girl that he met online. So I didn't know that. So we were there, and sure enough, fast forward to we're in Germany now, having a street party at midnight, and right then I started getting texts from fraud alerts from the credit cards.
Uh-oh.
These credit cards that I had in the safe. So they were all tucked away, like buried by a floorboard and everything. And I'm like, that's impossible. How could somebody have gotten to those? So I'm getting text after text from Citi, from Chase, everybody. And I call the friend and say, hey, something's wrong here. I'm getting all these texts about fraud. And he's like, well, I'm not there. Let me go check. Well, the time difference between Germany and here, because we were about to get on a flight that morning. So finally he gets here with the neighbor, because everybody was working at that time. He finally gets here, and then the first he does is he FaceTimes. He goes, "I'm really sorry. Our house was totally ransacked. They had dishes. They cooked stuff in here. Everything was gone, including the cars. And we had to get on a flight. The wife and everybody else got on the flight, an earlier flight, because I got my flight at the last second, so I had a later flight.
Who did it?
So so we had to, and I apologize if this is long. You can stop me anytime.
No, it's okay. Just who did it?
Well, bottom line is when the detective, when Eddie Bauer called and said, hey, we want your husband to come back and get all his clothes, because the guy that was trying to get the clothes was using my expired password because I got a new one for this trip. Went to the detective and said, hey, I think it's this guy. And the detective said, yes, I know it is. And then we started the whole process of, it was a group of about, what they did is they took all the stuff, took it to a meth house, and then they all scattered everything about. So it went to 5 different counties where they had to put a task force together.
Jesus.
Which included the FBI, because it got so big. Because the last thing that happened was they found a hard drive of all our pictures in the car in the Great Wolf parking lot where they arrested the guy who was a bit of low criminal.
Okay. All right, so that's someone you knew. Okay. Who's
you
like
should have
last?
just asked them.
I tried to ask him.
No,
Who did it?
You should have asked again.
Who did it?
Because the first 3 times weren't good enough.
Who did it? Who sucks last? Coming up at 4:30, you're listening to The Men's Room.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth. For a healthier heart, for a healthier you. Smile Generation trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection, because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Bosch's innovative power tools make you feel like a Bosch. Like when you pile drive screws and bolts with the 2-in-1 impact driver, you'll feel like
Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh, yeah.
Or when you powerfully blast through concrete with the Bulldog rotary hammer, you'll feel
like I have the power.
And when you make buttery smooth cuts with the Glide Miter saw, you'll feel
Scooby-Doo smooth, baby.
What he said. With expertly engineered power tools, the more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch.
Looking for a job is lonely. Endless searching, phone calls that go nowhere, applications that vanish into thin air. What if you could link with dozens of local companies who are hiring right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, endless opportunities, and no fees ever for job seekers. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Fly Condor Airlines nonstop to Frankfurt and connect effortlessly to most European destinations. Relax and start your vacation in comfort. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today and book your next adventure.
Looking for a job is lonely. Endless searching, phone calls that go nowhere, applications that vanish into thin air. What if you could link with dozens of local companies who are hiring right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, endless opportunities, and no fees ever for job seekers. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, it's easy to connect to vibrant destinations across Europe. Whether you're sipping espresso in stylish Milan or raising a stein at Oktoberfest in Munich, Condor makes your journey just as enjoyable as your destination. With spacious cabins and relaxing service, your vacation starts the moment you board. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
A healthy life starts with great sleep. Wake refreshed with Avocado's GOTS certified organic green mattress, delivering breathable, back-loving support. Natural materials from Avocado's own sustainable wool and latex farms, easy financing, a 1-year sleep trial, and deep, restorative slumbers. Organic sleep awaits at avocadomattress.com.
We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Coming up in 9 minutes, a return of Who Sucks Less, but first time for a few emails from the men's room at KISW.com.
You've got mail. You've got mail.
Emails brought to you by our friends at Men's Room Roasted Red Salsa from San Juan Salsa Company.
Dip responsibly.
Hello, guys. Want to wish my son Logan a very happy 10th birthday. Proud of the great kid that you are. So, can I get a Leroy Jenkins? Coach Ted giving him advice on turning double digits and getting him hyped up for going to Silverwood next week. Maybe a few dad jokes from Miles. Love you both from Mom, Dad, and Ben Wood at Silverwood.
Let's do this. Leroy!
It's an amusement park,
It
isn't
is
it?
an amusement park, a theme park that's out around the Spokane area.
Oh, okay,
Fantastic.
cool.
Great
Technically,
time.
yeah, it's Idaho, right?
I think it
I
is.
think it is Idaho, yes.
All right, 10 years old, going over to Silverwood. Well, I don't know about the height restrictions, but I say, son, you're 10 now. You're tall enough to ride it. Don't look at your dad and say, I'm not doing a loop-de-loop. You do the loop-de-loop, unless you're not tall enough. And at the end of the day, you want to kick back, relax, get a soda, maybe a Sprite, and an elephant ear.
Okay, Logan, here you go. Couple dad jokes. Guys, when I was little, my dad used to put me inside of tires and roll me down hills.
Oh, yeah.
Those were the good years. Here's one for Mike. What's the difference between the black-eyed peas and a chickpea?
No, I don't know if
Yeah.
we could do
I know.
Fergie does one on stage.
The black-eyed peas can sing us a song, while the chickpeas can hum us one. What's the worst part of riding a train?
Worst part of riding.
Dave Grohl went to Olive Garden and ended up getting just an entire plate of Parmesan cheese.
Oh, yeah?
They promised not to stop when he said when.
God.
He's family there.
Today's my son Damien's 15th birthday. Can I get a your peanuts is too small? And Coach Ted hyping him up for select soccer this season. This is from his dad.
All right, how old is he turning? 16?
15.
15. All right. Well, tell you what, summer's going to be a long one, probably an important one. Good on you if you're already in select soccer. I would say listen to that coach, play the position well. I'm again, guessing at your age, you're done kind of messing around. You're taking it serious. Good on you, son.
Guys, birthdays today. Can I get a bong rip, a kid's sandwich, and the Dirty Germans talking about what it's like to be 32? That from Christina from Arlington.
Yeah, I'd like to show my peanut to Christina. But being 32, it's like being 31, but typically with a few more feathers in the sexual cap.
Yeah, it's by feathers. He means gray hair. It's a pubic region.
Yeah, we call them feathers.
Yeah, look at the feathers.
Oh, great headdress.
Does anybody need one for the house? For the hat?
Guys, today is my husband Rob Bob's 35th birthday. He is my everything, and I couldn't do this crazy life without him.
Rob Bob.
He is the best dad to our 3 beautiful children. Has earned the badge as the cool parent.
Problem is they have 5 kids.
So please, can you get your penis is too small, a happy Chinooka and the Dirty Germans talking about the dirty side of delivering packages. Thanks, guys, from the not cool parent, Kayla.
Happy Chinooka.
Yeah, obviously the dirty side of delivering packages is the backside.
See, on some of those packages, they don't get picked up enough, so colors covered in dust.
Yeah, we call them the dirt worm.
Yeah.
Guys, happy birthday to Chris, a.k.a. Farley. Hope you enjoyed your morning karaoke and our day of golf.
Nice.
Love your wife. How about the Dirty Germans talking about the best ways a man can wake up on his birthday?
Oh.
Thanks, guys. You are the best, and the whole family listens. Ted is my favorite. LOL.
Nice.
That from Danny from, is it Souk, British Columbia? S-O-O-K-E. Souk. I believe it's Souk.
That sounds like it was more like sock.
Yeah, obviously. What do you mean it's the best way to wake up? I think you've nailed it.
Yeah.
There is no better way for a man to wake up.
And then the golf, it sounds like he played 19 holes.
Yeah.
Maybe 20.
21, possibly.
He's going. Yeah, in Canada, that's just normal.
You can play a five-some up there.
Can you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yes. I know, it's bizarre.
And finally, the one up us.
Where does the other guy sit in the cart?
It's the stupidest. It's the stupidest rule, but they only do it in Canada. I have no idea.
They squeeze in here, buddy.
I know. Guys, my buddy Chris, a big fan, turns 55 today. Great guy and been a good friend for a long time. His nicknames are Jesus, Penis, and Yahoo. So please give him some turtle sex if your penis is too small and anything else you want. That from his best friend, Spiker Dog. All right, guys, here you go. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's world famous sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefly.
Now, the men's room wants to know who sucks last?
Hey, time for Who Sucks Last. Steve and Phil Hooger bring us three stories from the news each and every week. They always suck. It's up to us, though, to determine out of these three stories which one sucks the least. Now, if you happen to like KISW on Facebook, follow us on X and Instagram. The debate is already underway on Who Sucks Less.
Yes, indeed. And today we'll be visiting, West Memphis. Guess what state, Ted?
Tennessee.
Arkansas.
Damn it.
Yeah, I know. We'll also be visiting Florida because Florida just can't help itself. And then we will go and take to the friendly skies. But let us start in West Memphis, Arkansas, where a graduation ceremony at a school there turned chaotic when a fight broke out among the parents. Video taken at the scene of Falk Elementary School shows women engaged in a loud verbal dispute with two men initially trying to intervene before getting drawn into the fray themselves. And as punches flew, children can be heard crying in the background, pleading for the confrontation to end, while other attendees just left the area. Now, it remains unclear what sparked the incident. But after the fight, one woman was seen with her wig pulled off, and one man's shirt was...
You said Arkansas.
West Memphis.
Yeah, West Memphis. And one man's shirt was significantly stretched around the neck. Now, the West Memphis School District responded with a statement condemning the behavior and emphasizing a zero-tolerance policy for actions that disrupt the learning environment, blah, 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 all the stuff you're supposed to say. They are seeking prosecution. They added those involved in the fight, they may face bans from school property, restricting access to scheduled meetings, and pick up and
But
drop
nobody
off.
was seriously hurt, right?
Nobody was seriously hurt.
all right,
But my beef with this is...
It's an elementary graduation.
It's an elementary
Come
school,
on.
man. Sorry. Just with kids. Come on, man. Save that for high school. Wig pulled off. Now we go to Florida, where a Sam's Club outlet, they had to destroy more than $10,500 worth of Spam and Vienna sausages. How much Spam and Vienna sausage does it take to add up to
That's a lot. It's Sam's. It's like Costco.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's a big pallet.
But it's already Spam and Vienna sausage. That is a lot. Anyway, over $10,000 worth of that. They say it had to be destroyed after a 70-year-old man urinated on 2 pallets of the canned goods. A witness spotted Patrick Mitchell relieving himself in aisle 18 at Sam's Club in Lady Lake. That's an Orlando area town. The witness used her cell phone to take a picture of the defendant and reported the incident to store employees. Now, Sam's Club managers, they reviewed surveillance footage and spotted a man walking up to the pallets. I love how they say this. Placing both hands in front of him below the belt line and stood there for several seconds. That's according to Detective Ronnie Williams. And he adds, behavior consistent with urination. Ronnie, just say the man was peeing. Anyway, upon inspecting the area, workers confirmed that there was urine on 2 pallets containing about 188 bulk units of Vienna sausage and 345 units of 8-count cans of Spam Classic. Now, the merchandise has been contaminated with bodily fluids, requiring them to be discarded, that according to Sam's Club. And again, the combined value, $10,584.54. Now, investigators charged that after Mitchell urinated on the canned goods, he was recorded strolling around the snack section, sitting on patio furniture for about 10 minutes. He then walked to register number 2, paid for his items, and left the store. He was subsequently arrested for disorderly conduct and criminal mischief. The last one's considered a felony since the damage is over $1,000. By the way, he lives at the Villages.
Oh.
70-year-old man. Mike and I are debating, do you think they really, quote-unquote, destroyed the merchandise or hosed that S off in the back?
Well, it's sealed. That was going to be my question.
And
Here, just rinse it.
They definitely have to say, we destroyed the merchandise, $10,000 worth. Mike and I were like, okay, whatever. And now we take to the friendly skies, where during a flight from San Francisco to Manila, a disturbing incident occurred. Around 4 hours into the flight, a man stood up from his seat and started urinating on Jerome Gutierrez, who was sleeping in business class. So the victim's stepdaughter, Nicole Cornell, she said Gutierrez was startled when he woke up to find a man urinating on him, initially thinking it was a dream. But it was not a dream. She explained that flight attendants advised her stepfather not to confront the passenger that peed on him, fearing that it might lead to a violent altercation, which is to be expected when someone pees on someone else on a flight. United Airlines, they did provide him with a set of pajamas to replace the soiled clothing, but the airline did not immediately address what Cornell described as a serious biohazard. So in other words, he had to sit in the pee, but they did give him pajamas.
Jesus.
Now, the stepdaughter expressed her disgust on how the situation was handled, criticizing the airline for prioritizing its operation over her stepfather's well-being. But following the incident, United Airlines, they did take action. They banned the man involved. Spokesman for the airline confirmed the individual responsible for the urination has been permanently banned from flying on United. The other airlines, hey, man,
we'll take it.
So those are your 3 stories. We have the fight that breaks out among adults at an elementary school graduation, which is what pisses me off, and a woman had her wig torn off. We have the guy in Florida, 70 years old. He just peed on $10,000 worth of Spam and Vienna sausage, but to his credit, he was there to shop because he did buy some stuff, registered number 2, and rolled out. And then this guy inexplicably stood up, peed on another passenger on a plane, and basically got in no trouble for it, other than, hey, we can't let you back on United.
Okay, Ted, I think flight sucks the most. Because the guy got peed on.
I would agree with it.
That's a long flight.
If I'm the victim of any one of these, that's the one I'm irritated about.
I don't believe that was an intentional act by the other guy. The situation.
What, the urination thing?
I think he was probably sleepwalking. Just you've woken up and peed in a pot, and he had no idea you're out.
I peed in my own laundry basket too. I peed on my own bed.
I peed on the corner of my bed.
I tried to poop in a chair in my bedroom.
I've seen this movie, just not in a plane, so I know it can be done.
It can be.
Graduation ceremony. In this instance,
like I said, when the kids crying,
the kids are the ones that have the traumatic experience.
Yeah, I don't care about the adults.
I'm going to say that one sucks the most. Tied with the guy who got peed on. So he's only 70, but I gotta guess the guy who peed on the Spam sucks the least.
Yeah, I mean the graduation. I'm with you, and look, I don't even need to be a detective, right? I'm assuming these parents aren't together or never were, and somebody, just some trash stuff, right? It's like it's a kid's graduation. If it's that big of a deal, you can pull somebody's signs. It's like just not now. We can figure it out,
right?
Right? Fair.
Well, the women started it. The guys tried to break it up, and the next thing you know,
how that works.
They got to defend.
Correct.
How that played out.
Given this one, I'm with you, and also I just don't see why you had to destroy it. Just rinse it off. It's in cans. It's sealed.
That's what Mike and I were arguing. Obviously, Sam's Club must make the statement that the product's been destroyed. If I'm the manager of that Sam's Club, like, take that ass out back, hose it off, and send it.
Take it home,
and nobody knows. Yeah, or take it home.
It does seem odd at 70. Like, you're not that old.
Correct.
And you stayed.
Correct.
You could have taken the time to go find a bathroom.
Yes.
Is that, to me, it just seems like a dude that just doesn't care and didn't think he was going to get caught.
He lives in the Villages. I'm saying he did not care.
Shot of the Day is coming up at 5:08. You are listening to The Men's Room.
Looking for a job is lonely. Endless searching, phone calls that go nowhere, applications that vanish into thin air. What if you could link with dozens of local companies who are hiring right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, endless opportunities, and no fees ever for job seekers. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, it's easy to connect to vibrant destinations across Europe. Whether you're sipping espresso in stylish Milan or raising a stein at Oktoberfest in Munich, Condor makes your journey just as enjoyable as your destination. With spacious cabins and relaxing service, your vacation starts the moment you board. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
When was the last time you refreshed your bedding? Sleep cooler with Avocado's naturally breathable, certified organic sheets. Choose from GOTS certified organic cotton, linen, or hemp. All made safe certified to the highest standards of non-toxic safety. Delivering the ultimate in luxury, sustainability, and style. And a deeper, more restorative sleep. Join Avocado's mission to be one of the world's most sustainable brands at avocadomattress.com.
Look around. What do you see? Cars, lots of them. And guess what? They're probably on AutoTrader. Whether you're into timeless classics or the latest trends. Did somebody say solar-powered, eco-friendly, vegan leather-wrapped, aromatherapy-scented, disco ball-equipped self-driving car? If you see it on the road, you can likely find it on AutoTrader. Big cars, small cars, blue cars, new cars and used cars, electric cars. And one day, maybe even flying cars. With millions of options to choose from, buying a car becomes a whole lot easier. See it, find it. AutoTrader.
Man, that was easy.
Bulldog Rotary Hammer!
Hello?
It is I, He-Man, your inner Bosch.
Inner...
Bosch!
I'm sorry, what?
That powerful feeling you get when you can powerfully blast through concrete. Say it with me.
What, like right now?
Yes! We have the power!
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch!
Yeah, at 5:08, we'll drink and toast with the shot of the day. We do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check with Mike Honk and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Well, thank you, Miles. There's a new ad for Twix that's being banned in the UK for promoting bad driving habits. Did you guys see this one at all?
I saw the headline,
Are they like
but
eating them while they drive?
So the thing is, I didn't see the commercial because like they took it down as much as they could. I could probably find it if I did a little bit more, but basically it's this dude and he's driving at crazy speeds and he's eating the Twix, and it ends with him getting into a car accident, flipping his car over, and it landing on top of an identical car, and they look like
so
Twix.
it looks like Twix bars.
Right.
That's why they banned
And they're
the
like,
ad.
it's promoting bad driving habits. Like,
Yes, bad driving is definitely going to increase in England because of a Twix ad.
right. And
Yes, they will be responsible for that.
And look, I understand that kids emulate things that they see on television. You know, I was a product of that. I couldn't watch Power Rangers because I kept beating up my sisters. That kind of crap, right? So I get that. But anybody who drives, who is old enough to drive, knows not to do that stupid stuff.
They're not trying to.
Right.
Keep playing Grand Theft Auto.
Sure.
But that Twix ad.
Yeah.
That's where you're going to get them.
Exactly.
Jesus, guys.
No, that driving arcade game and at the pizza
Right.
joint. No, that's
Mario
totally fine.
Kart suggests worse driving.
No
Throw
kidding.
a banana peel at your buddy.
Right.
It's an ad for Twix, man.
At some point, we get to the ridiculousness of trying to protect the children. Like, okay, no.
Kids
just
can't drive, actually.
shut up. Anybody who said that that's promoting bad driving to kids
is an idiot. It does not have kids.
They need things restricted from them.
And drive on the other side of the road, for God's sake.
Yeah, come on, man. Get with the times. There's a tell you what. We will develop. We will take on the metric system if y'all
you
start
drive
driving
on
on the right side of the road.
That should be the absolute truth.
There's a man in the UK that's claiming Bob Dylan took his brain to another dimension.
That seems reasonable.
I would say it's the drugs they were probably on when they listened to Bob Dylan.
No, because no one that listens to Dylan does drugs. We know that. That's Bob Dylan himself.
Just for the record, I just watched that commercial.
Oh, did you?
It is dumb. It's
And
a
that
Twix
was-
ad.
right.
Like, they gotta do stupid stuff.
And that was their argument, was that this commercial is embedded in a reality that doesn't exist. That's ridiculous.
Do they think that Snickers is promoting promiscuity?
For what now?
It's game night.
Okay.
There's two couples sitting there.
All right.
And I can't remember, like, do you guys want to switch up or whatever the lady says? And the other woman misinterprets this as, hey, do you want to swap sexual partners?
Okay.
So she says, like, oh, it's just a one-night casual thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm down with that. The other person explains, no, I meant the game. So she puts a Snickers in her mouth.
There you go.
I wasn't like, you know what? Honey, I'm going to go F the neighbor.
Right. Let's go have a
because
game night.
Snickers, yeah.
Let's see if I can
Snickers
go-
inspire me. I'm going to go have sex with the neighbor.
See if I can go get lucky with a neighbor.
Candy bars make me do crazy
Is that
stuff.
crazy? Yeah, I mean, the green M&M, it's too sexy.
Sorry, I'm
She's
not
wearing
myself.
fishnets. I'm thinking, if you're attracted to a green M&M, it ain't the fishnets.
Well, no, the problem was the brown one, man, because it's like she was naked out there.
The brown one?
Yeah.
They're all naked.
Wasn't that the whole thing? You know, the green M&M, yeah, she was sexy. We
She was
understood
slut.
that. Right.
Yeah, because I look at
But then-
M&Ms and I'm like, ooh, I have an erection.
But then the brown M&M showed up. It's like, dude, where's her clothes at?
Is that when it got bad?
Oh, yeah.
All right, that was like a thing for months.
There's
And I'm
the
like,
corner.
most people don't openly admit that they're sexually attracted to candy. So
Right.
I gave a lot of the reporters that. Like, wow.
And you know what
That
helped?
is a big tell, brother. But
I don't
hey,
know that I was sexually attractive, but that green M&M was sexy.
She's looking fine. She going to be on your Hear Me Out cake, Ted?
Just as far as candy goes, that was a sexy piece of candy.
You guys ever seen those videos, those Hear Me Out videos?
no.
They make a Hear Me Out cake, and everybody, they grab large toothpicks, and they put images of their Hear Me Outs on it, and Ted's would be the green M&M that they would then stick
Hear me
in
out,
the
hear me
cake.
out.
And it's just full of these people that's like, yeah, oddly attractive. I mean, I would. I'd try to figure it out.
She's hotter than Mrs. Bat.
Yeah. Apparently, an avocado a day can help improve your sleep.
If you can afford it.
Yeah, no kidding, dude.
Improve your sleep?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's
Jack
got,
Daniels will help you sleep too, brother. So will weed.
no,
yeah,
improve the sleep.
right.
Not improve
What
the
are you
amount of
doing?
time that you
Eating an
passed
avocado.
out.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I don't ever think about sliced avocados, but it's just it's like garbage sandwich. Like, what's got avocado now? It's healthy.
Come on, man. BLTAs, man. That's where it's
I'm
at
telling
these
you,
days.
get rid of the tomatoes. We just need that avocado.
Damn, man.
Avocado.
Keep the tomato
You
on
just
there.
need the bacon.
Well,
You're just going to have a bacon mayo.
Yes.
well, it's not that far off. We're adding lettuce. And, like,
Lettuce, tomato, and avocado.
right, but you're adding the stuff to sandwiches that they never mentioned their own. The only reason anyone cares about a BLT is it's the only time lettuce and tomato get any credit for being on the sandwich, right?
That's fair.
Like if you get a burger, they give you lettuce and tomato, but it's not a burger LT.
Right.
Like this is their one
Burger
shot.
LT.
Their one shot to mean something as a BLT. Just for me personally, can I just get the B, hold the L and the T?
I'll give you the B. A new study found there's there to be no significant side effects of taking creatine monohydrate as a pre-workout. Apparently that has been... Pre-workout.
Well, the bottle says after.
Is it after? My bad.
Jesus.
Never mind. Either way.
Okay.
Taking it, it's been disputed amongst the work 'em out community. It's
fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
That's what this. It's fine.
It's fine.
We've done it. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. Stop arguing. It's fine.
there is limits.
Well, it's like
sure.
coffee. Is drinking coffee unhealthy? Is it healthy? It goes
Yeah.
back. Like it's right now.
You're good for
it's
five
fine.
milligrams
There you
a
go.
day.
We've heard that listening to music that you enjoy helps reduce stress and improves your mood, but there's new research to suggest that singing your favorite songs adds another dimension to that statement.
Is that why people keep doing it?
Yes.
How many people sing when they're unhappy?
That's what I would say, too.
You know what I mean? Like when someone's in their car and they're just belting it out, man. Like I just assume they're in a good mood, at least for the 4 minutes they're singing it.
There was a few days there where I was
Unhappy singing.
working the old job and I was really, really angry, and I'd put on some like Slipknot or all.
But it made you feel better.
Well, exactly.
That's the thing. You
but
weren't
I
necessarily
sang
happy.
when I was upset, and now I'm
but
happier.
your mood improved.
It did.
Yeah, exactly.
What were you listening to?
Slipknot.
Yeah, I mean, singing Slipknot is a little different than walking down the hall singing like a pop song.
I'm aware of that. It's not like I'm going to hit hooked on a feeling while I'm not feeling all that good.
Right. If I was in the
Hooked on
car
a
next to you
feeling.
and I would go, that guy's in a great mood.
Sure, but it improved the mood is the whole point of this. Oh, Lordy. Yeah. When's the last time you guys went through a breakup?
20-some
This
years
is going to
ago.
shock you, but sometimes getting over that breakup is not an easy thing. But I've got tips.
The Men's Room Top 10.
That'll help.
Here's one.
The Men's Room Top 10.
10 tips for moving on after a breakup. Look, breakups happen, sure. You're sad, they're sad, we're all sad. But you might question what you contributed to this parting of the souls. Were your toenails too long? Did a stray hangnail get caught one too many times in a delicate spot? Perhaps you had enough of pink eye one too many times after being gassed while spelunking in moist caves. There's only one thing you can do to get over this devastating period in your life. Make sure you're stocked up on whiskey and cigarettes. And I guess this means your side piece can swing by any time they want to now, not just between 10 and 3. Say hi for me.
Jesus.
All right, then. Thank you, VD.
Spelunking in a moist cave.
Yeah. What did we figure out last week?
Gummy cave?
There we go. Thank you. Good work. All righty. So here's some tips for moving on from a breakup. And don't worry, this is
It's for men or women?
I think it's for everybody.
All right. I feel like there's different rules.
They start by saying, let yourself grieve. You've gone through a hard and painful change in life. Throwing strength out the window and letting yourself mourn a loss is a necessary part of moving on.
No.
Give yourself a few days to watch sad movies and order takeout in your pajamas to get all.
Why would you want to watch sad movies if you're already sad?
Well, the same thing why I want to sing angry music when I'm angry. You let it all out.
But I feel like that's different. Like anger, I feel like I'm reaching a conclusion. This, like I said, it's like entrance music.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm going to go into battle of whatever it might be, so you're singing this angry stuff. But, like, if I'm sad, look, whether I'm sad or happy, the last thing I want to do is knowingly watch a sad movie.
I think it's maybe if you already like sad movies.
Like,
So it's
my wife would be fine with it.
It helps
Right.
express.
Like, let's just say, right. Like, I feel like that's more for chicks.
Right.
Like, my wife loves to cry.
But
movies.
I've done it. I've gone through a breakup and watched sad things. I still watch Maryland football.
Damn. Wow. You'd be better off watching all the other, brother.
You still watching the M's, Mike? You might be sad.
Damn it. Damn.
So it's like everybody's
failing me.
Everybody's got the thing. Damn it. I watched the goddamn United States national team last night. That was a mistake.
It just fits the mood. It helps it. It makes it more dramatic.
Okay. All right.
You know, they don't play the Benny Hill theme at the beginning of Saving Private Ryan.
God, that would just be...
Oh, look, he's finding his arm.
I want you to score movies from now on. Like, guys, like, this is a really intense scene, so we're going to lighten it up with yakety sax.
Takes me back.
I mean, I don't know, but if that was playing in a Humvee and they're going out, I would be like, this squad is sick. These guys do not care.
They're going to F some stuff.
Yeah. Like, right? Like, I don't know what team I just joined, but we are using everything we have. You know it's been done.
Oh, God.
I might have to watch that movie now. Play that over the top. Like, no, baby, I got a way to make this funny.
Dang it. Okay. So here's some advice on how to get over a breakup.
All right, back to that.
Go to therapy. This one needs no explanation. Therapy is an incredibly worthwhile investment. Even if you haven't struggled with your mental health in the past, a therapist can help you process everything that you're feeling and navigate the uncharted waters ahead in a healthy way. It's going to be a hard time, buddy.
Even reasonable people do some dumbass when they're going through a breakup.
Yes.
Like just like, don't send that text. I know it means well. Don't send her anything else. Like, just let it be for a minute.
Like, I literally had that moment. It's like, guys, something bad's about to roll down, and I don't know how I'm going to take it. Just so you know, this is going on.
Yeah.
They say to make a playlist. This is a rule I adopt for all of life situations. Whatever you're feeling post-breakup, there's a song out there that captures it perfectly. Add them to a playlist and put it in a car during chores to help you process your feelings. And yes, Taylor Swift's discography is a perfect place to start, they say.
Fire up the playlist! That's what I listen to when I'm sad, man.
Oh, man, Steve's going through it.
You can tell. He's blasting on you.
You okay, buddy? Need a hug. They say do a digital declutter. This is a tough but necessary step. The last thing that you need to when you're trying to move on is a barrage of your ex's Instagram photos in your face every time you scroll.
Okay, but what about the booby shots in the phone?
Yeah, keep those.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to go back to that Rolodex,
It's your
brother.
spite. It's your revenge. Keep it for yourself.
Because you're going to use it.
Damn right.
You're going to want to have kept it at some point.
right.
Like, damn it!
You're going to cry through it.
Yeah. Now that it's 2 years later, I remember what those boobs look like, man. Why did I delete that picture?
Damn it!
I don't think that's that crazy though. Like you could follow him again, but yeah, that seems
right.
You should do that.
I don't want to scroll through my photos and see us having a good time together.
Yeah, or you just don't want to see what they're doing because whether it's real or not, it's gonna suck when you see it.
They say to stack your calendar. Let's pair two more classic sayings together to help you move on. Time heals all wounds, and time flies when you're having fun. Pack your calendar with anything and everything. Work meetings. Really, you start with work meetings. Network events, happy hours with friends, workout classes, the works. You're not doing it to keep moving as a distraction. You're investing in yourself and all the good things coming with you post-breakup. That's a lie. You're running from it.
Yes. Wipe the huge smile off your face. Try to look sad so your friends believe you.
Yeah.
What's going on? This is awesome.
I'm alone.
This is awesome.
This is awesome.
I can look at them on social media and they're not with me.
They say to date yourself. While surrounding yourself with good people is a great way to move on, it's also important to spend some time reevaluating your wants and needs. Enter taking yourself on dates. Go see a comedy show or a new movie alone.
I'm glad I came here alone. You're hilarious.
Try a new restaurant with nothing more than the company of a journal or a good book.
Yeah, don't go to the same restaurant you went to with them. That would be really sad.
Can I get a four-top? You expecting people? No.
Post up at the bar all by yourself.
That's the way to do it.
Hey.
Go to the bar. You probably end up getting laid.
Solo tonight, Ted? Every night.
Go see a comedy.
I saw a new F1 movie. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good, man. I'm really getting through this. The grass truly is greener, Ted.
Right.
And then I'll leave you with this last thing to do when you're going through a breakup. It's going to help you move on.
Masturbate like a rabid monkey.
So close. Get back on the horse. After
Yeah.
you fully let yourself grieve, heal, and find yourself again, it's time to get back out there. Whether you opt for dating apps or finally approach your gym crush, take the lessons learned from your previous relationship and use them to set a new standard for your future suitors. You got this.
Again, even reasonable people make poor mistakes. It's been 2 weeks. Don't run in and hit on the girl at the
No!
gym.
That's the worst advice ever. Do not talk to the girl at the gym.
Right.
Unless you know her personally. Do not make it weird at the gym for anybody.
I've been staring at your ass for the
Jesus.
last, but I was in a relationship.
Don't do that.
Now that we're broken up.
And also evaluate the time. This could very well be a rebound. If it is, establish that with yourself and then maybe even establish it with them. If it goes somewhere, cool.
I think that'd be the best news someone could hear. Hey, man, I'm just trying to rebound. You want to do this? Like, yeah.
Right.
No strings attached? Hell yeah.
You want to just knock this out? All right, cool.
I can hang on them moose knuckles. That's
Damn. That would be awesome. Just
Hey, girl,
do
you wanna knock this out?
If she said that to me, I'm like,
Check, please.
Like, I'm getting flustered even thinking about
How
it.
much time you need?
Like, yeah.
All right, ladies, you know that's the line that
That's
works.
the line.
That's the line that works on Ted. You want to knock this out?
Coach, why did you tell me I was in the hole? Now I'm on deck.
A man in Florida was stabbed by another man with a machete, and what happened next is shocking, Miles.
What was going on after that?
Tell you all about it at 5:50.
Biggest our headlines are coming up at 5:50. In the meantime, have we made it to drinking time?
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Big time it is, and as usual, we had to see drink test. Scan Steve Thrill Hill to find out who we're toasted.
Yes, indeed. From the text line, Mike. To add to your list of how to get over a breakup, somebody here says maybe nail her best friend.
Oh, hell yeah. Hey, you want to knock this out?
Today we toast 21-year-old Sultan Al-Nofai of Clearwater, Florida. Sultan was a customer at the Oz Gentlemen's Club when he made the decision to call 911. He insisted that he had been robbed of $300 by the staff there. Well, when police arrived, the staff explained they had, in fact, taken his $300 as a standard procedure when someone rents out one of their private rooms, as our honoree did. Now, the issue was that he thought that the private room included having sex with the dancer of his choice. Now, that obviously is not the case because that would be prostitution. And the cops explained that to him, seeing if he might want to drop his complaint. And he did drop his complaint when that was explained to him. And so he was just arrested for misuse of the 911 system instead. Jesus.
Come on.
Yeah, the cops had to go there and say, wait a minute, what? And he's like, yeah, man, I got this private room. He really had no idea. I wanted to have sex with her over there. They refused. And cops go, hey, that's illegal. Are you sure this is the story you want to stick with? He's like, no. It's, okay, well, you're arrested for misusing the 911 system anyways. Yeah. So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy.
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies.
Down the hola, bichola. Let's get a contestant on the line now for Profile This, 206-803-ROCK. Profile This is next.
If you're ready for a new job, let Express Employment Professionals help you. Express is already hiring for summer jobs in a variety of industries. Job seekers never pay a fee at Express. Go to expresspros.com to find your location. That's expresspros.com.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, it's easy to connect to vibrant destinations across Europe. Whether you're sipping espresso in stylish Milan or raising a stein at Oktoberfest in Munich, Condor makes your journey just as enjoyable as your destination. With spacious cabins and relaxing service, your vacation starts the moment you board. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
When was the last time you refreshed your bedding? Sleep cooler with Avocado's naturally breathable, certified organic sheets. Choose from GOTS certified organic cotton, linen, or hemp. All made safe certified to the highest standards of non-toxic safety, delivering the ultimate in luxury, sustainability, and style, and a deeper, more restorative sleep. Join Avocado's mission to be one of the world's most sustainable brands at avocadomattress.com.
Bosch's innovative power tools make you feel like a Bosch. Like when you pile drive screws and bolts with the 2-in-1 impact driver, you'll feel like
Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh, yeah.
Or when you powerfully blast through concrete with the Bulldog rotary hammer, you'll feel
like I have the power.
And when you make buttery smooth cuts with the Glide Miter saw, you'll feel
Scoobity-bee-bop smooth, baby.
What he said. With expertly engineered power tools, the more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch. When a cold has you down, it's the little comforts that lift you up. A warm blanket, a cup of tea, and a tissue that actually feels good on your skin. Infused with aloe, Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe provides a hint of cooling freshness to help your skin feel restored. So, whether your skin is feeling dry, chafed, or irritated, you're only one wipe away from helping it feel relieved. So, the next time you have a cold, get a hint of instant cooling relief with new Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex. When a cold has you down, it's the little comforts that lift you up. A warm blanket, a cup of tea, and a tissue that actually feels good on your skin. Infused with aloe, Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe provides a hint of cooling freshness to help your skin feel restored. So, whether your skin is feeling dry, chafed, or irritated, you're only one wipe away from helping it feel relieved. So, the next time you have a cold, get a hint of instant cooling relief with new Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
This Bosch 2-in-1 impact driver rules.
Oh, yeah!
That couldn't have been
Macho Man Randy Savage indeed, yeah. A.K.A. you're in a Bosch. I'm a macho manifestation of that feeling you get when you use that 2-in-1 impact driver.
Oh, yeah?
Nah, say it with your chest, brother. Oh, yeah!
Oh, yeah!
We'll work on that.
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch. If you're ready for a new job, let Express Employment Professionals help you. Express is already hiring for summer jobs in a variety of industries. Job seekers never pay a fee at Express. Go to expresspros.com to find your location. That's expresspros.com.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
Yes, Steve Hill, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, We'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Russ. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola!
Hola! All right, Russ, you understand this here game is played.
I do, but I just want to say one thing. Thank you very much. I haven't laughed that hard in a long time. Yeah. The Benny Hill Private Ryan thing was great.
Well, we're just trying to lighten the mood, man, you know.
Oh, dude, I was in tears driving in traffic from Seattle to Port Orchard.
And make sure you tell people you're laughing at the beginning of Saving Private Ryan. Then explain. All right.
It was great. Okay, I'm ready for this one.
All right, I realize that I slacked today, and I'm just discovering this now. So today you have your choice of one of two categories, as it were. We offer you the wonderful world of drugs. We also offer you Animalize This, where you guess the animal responsible for causing the problem.
You know what? Let's play with drugs today.
A fine choice. We go to Hudson Valley, New York, where a man who crossed the double yellow lines and smashed into a pole is accused of driving under the influence of drugs. Now, on Friday, just before 1 p.m., police responded to a 911 call reporting a single vehicle auto accident. After responding, it was determined that 37-year-old David Bergasma, he was traveling westbound in a 2002 Jeep when he crossed the double yellow lines in an eastbound lane and then left the roadway, striking a telephone pole. The impact of the crash was so severe that the pole snapped in half and wires came down across the road. Now, Bergasma, he was found to be operating the vehicle under the influence with a revoked driver's license and did not have the interlock device in the vehicle. An interlock, in case you're wondering, that's a device that is court-ordered from a previous DWI arrest. Anyway, he was charged with driving while impaired by drugs, aggravated unlicensed operation of a motor vehicle, operating a vehicle without an interlock device, as well as criminal possession of drugs. The question is, what drug was this pillar of society on when he crashed into a pole? Was it crack? Was it fentanyl? Was it meth? Or was it heroin? So crack, fentanyl, meth, or heroin?
Oh, that's a toss-up. If he's been up for a few days on meth, yeah, he's going to sleep his butt off. Never knew it happened. Heroin can do the same thing, but you know what? Second choice these days, let's go with fentanyl.
Fentanyl. Okay. Ted, I'm going crack.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's crack, too. Because he's already got the device in there. I think of all those drugs, crackheads drink the most.
Okay. What was this guy when he crashed his car? Crack, fentanyl, meth, or heroin? We'll find out next.
That was a tease.
You are listening to The Men's Room.
When a cold has you down, it's the little comforts that lift you up. A warm blanket, a cup of tea, and a tissue that actually feels good on your skin. Infused with aloe, Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe provides a hint of cooling freshness to help your skin feel restored. So, whether your skin is feeling dry, chafed, or irritated, you're only one wipe away from helping it feel relieved. So, the next time you have a cold, get a hint of instant cooling relief with new Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
Man, that was easy.
Bulldog Rotary Hammer!
Hello?
It is I, He-Man, your inner Bosch.
Inner...
Bosch!
I'm sorry, what?
That powerful feeling you get when you can powerfully blast through concrete. Say it with me.
What, like right now?
Yes! We have the power!
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a...
If you're ready for a new job, let Express Employment Professionals help you. Express is already hiring for summer jobs in a variety of industries. Job seekers never pay a fee at Express. Go to expresspros.com to find your location. That's expresspros.com.
You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Category is drugs on profile. This guy, New York man who crossed the double yellow, driving by himself and smashed into a pole while high on drugs.
Yeah.
Question is, what drug was he on? Crack, fentanyl, meth, or heroin?
And Russ, that is a question we posed to you, but let us start with Miles Montgomery and D. Ted Smith. Both of you agreed crack. Ted, you're not wrong. Crack addicts do still like the booze, right? Like,
yeah.
One does
I remember.
not negate the other. That's what I remember, too. Like, I'm flying on crack. I'm like, you're also drunk, but whatever. Blame the crack. And Russ, you went with fentanyl.
No.
Hey, that was not fentanyl. In this case, it was heroin.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Little car nap.
Little
Do
car
those breathalyzers work on drugs?
I think his may have been in there for alcohol related, so maybe he's
just doing everything.
But the other thing is he disconnected it, so.
Got him.
Now for all TV news all time for TV time of 10.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
That's just how every idiot in my head sounds. They'll never catch me. Dumbass. All right, your choices today. You got Seth Meyers. You got the Jimmies.
Fallon and Kimmel.
Colbert.
Steven.
Writers. Or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
It is right there. Tonight's guests have teams and talents and writers helping come up with their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late-night joke and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
Fast food joint Chipotle is set to launch a new adobo ranch dip. And then after 4 hours, you'll launch it.
Seth?
That's Seth.
The fast food chain Chipotle is set next week to launch a new adobo ranch dip. And then about 4 hours later, you'll launch it.
Once a favorite of celebrities like Rebel Wilson and Trailblazer in plus-size fashion, the mall store Torrent is now closing up 180 stores after a sharp drop in sales. Well, thanks, Ozempic.
Yes.
Yeah, that was me. There's other real reasons. So I was like, look, I guess it stopped working.
Yeah.
I can't even stay open. TSA just reminded travelers that Costco cards cannot get you through airport security. However, it does count as a pilot license for Spirit Airlines.
Colbert.
Fallon.
The TSA just reminded travelers that Costco cards cannot get you through airport security. However, it does count as a pilot's license for Spirit Airlines.
Disney World announced last week it'll be closing the Rivers of America, Tom Sawyer Island, and the Liberty Square Riverboat attractions. Oh no, said your lamest kid.
Seth.
Yeah, that's sad.
Disney World announced last week it'll be closing the Rivers of America, Tom Sawyer Island, and the Liberty Square Riverboat attractions. Oh no, said your lamest kid.
I was dying when I heard that this morning. CNN's live airing of Good Night and Good Luck pulled over 7 million viewers. It's odd. People will watch a play about news on CNN, but won't watch news on CNN.
Fallon.
That's Fallon.
CNN's live airing of George Clooney's Good Night and Good Luck pulled in over 7 million viewers. It's odd. People will watch a play about the news on CNN, but they won't watch the news on CNN.
Just the way the world works now. And I have been at Disney World a bunch.
You devastated about Tom Sawyer?
No, never went on those rides. Those rides suck.
Of course.
But I'm just telling you, whatever they put in there, people will be pissed. But I mean, I'm telling you, right? Like
pissed, like what? Because they're getting rid of these?
Yeah, I'm just telling you. Just mark my words. Whatever they put in, it'll be something blah blah blah.
Right.
People will be pissed. Like, oh, we had this. Like, look, I've been at Disney World a lot. Like, the only reason we go to the Country Bear Jamboree, which I'm not even sure is there anymore, is because my uncle likes it. My one Uncle Tim. So, like, as a note to him, we'd go there. But, like, that stuff they're closing, that stuff has sucked for years.
Nobody cares. Yeah.
There's no real ride.
You could get rid of, I mean, honestly, I know this sounds anti-Disney. You could get rid of It's a Small World, too.
Yes.
I mean, even for me.
Not at Disneyland.
There's a few I have not been on and won't go.
So in that area, it's mostly for little kids. So like the flying Dumbos, the teacups and all that.
Sure.
It is the only place in that area where you can get air conditioning.
All right.
When
it's
it's
a small
96
world, yeah.
degrees. You need to pop in there. It's short. It's 2 minutes. You just get cooled off. Last time we were there, I did it twice.
Just to cool off.
Just to cool off.
That's fair. Let's see. Roseanne. We all remember Roseanne.
Yeah.
She had a show called Roseanne.
Oh! Yeah, that Roseanne.
Who knows? She talks a lot. So anyhow, basically, they fired her from Roseanne, right? Because some ABC fired a star over alleged racist tweets.
It was Ambien, man.
It's not alleged.
Yeah.
They were actually racist.
Then they killed off her character via drug overdose. So now they renamed it The Connors. Now there's a new documentary called Roseanne in America. She said, they called me and asked me if I'd come back as a guest star. You asked me to come back to the show that Jeffrey stole from me and killed my ass. Now you want me to come back because you got an Effie rating and play a ghost? She told him no. She'll be bowling that week. Yeah. But
that's fair.
If they did,
Yeah.
right, who knows?
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
You sent the tweets, man.
Yeah.
Allegedly. Right. It's the Ambien. Side effects include low occurrence of stroke, racism.
That's why I just keep one on
That's why
me.
she stopped taking it.
in case something racist comes out. Oh, got my Ambien.
Want to let you know.
Roseanne will be happy to tell you, I take more Ambien now, just so I can be more racist.
Right.
That Seth Meyers joke in there about your lamest kid. I'll tell you who's not a lame kid. All right. It's a 5-year-old.
All right.
5-year-old girl. They're simply asking her favorite part about hockey in the Panthers games.
The fighting. It was really good, and I really liked how they punched each other a lot.
We're going to be okay.
And what was I just saying about my son last year, July 4th?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There was a fight broke out at the park we're at, right? And he's in a different area than me. Fireworks meant nothing. He and his buddies were so excited to tell us about the fist fight that they saw break out on the field. I'm like, all right, I get it, man.
Yeah. I mean, and especially, too, first of all, good for her parents taking her a game, a Stanley Cup Finals game. But that was ridiculous watching all that.
Oh, God, yeah.
And look, and I said this in the office. I don't think I said this on the air. It got to a certain point where even I was like, all right. The announcer's like, it's hockey. We're getting a little ridiculous with these fouls. Edmonton was just slashing
Game's
guys.
over.
Right, game was over. Just let it be. But I think the entire country got together this year when we watched that first USA-Canada game, and everybody started dropping gloves. Everybody's like, you know what? F it. I like hockey. Yeah. And I think it helps, right? When I used to go to those hockey tournaments with Miggs to Spokane, that beer garden was the friendliest beer garden you'd ever been in. Because unlike other sports, those guys took care of it on the ice.
Sure.
Right? So it's not like...
And not a whole lot of spillover.
Right. I've seen a lot of fights after basketball. And I'm talking men's league.
I would say basketball's
These are full-grown adults, right?
You see that guy in Puerto Rico? It's like 2 nights ago. He used to play in the NBA. I cannot think of his name. So he's in the Puerto Rican league. They're playing whatever team. He's on the visiting team. I do not know what the fan courtside said to him. But Big Brother walks over, and he's just grabbing his junk. So you can kind of guess what he's saying, like, suck up on this. But they're kind of face-to-face. Then the guy double flips him off. Basketball players, whatever you might think, are large
massive
men. And this guy's massive for a basketball player. Grabs this guy's arm. Well, now a little bit of a fight breaks out. All right, so all the teammates come over because obviously the NBA guy is going to kill this fan. They understand this, even if the guy provoked him and deserves it. Like, hey, man, don't do that. So they kick the guy out of the game. As he's walking out, of course, now the crowd is razzing him. And one of the guys above the tunnel gives him the double bird. Keep in mind, he's still steamed from this other fan, all right? So the guy gives him the double bird. He reaches up and grabs both of the wrists of this guy. The guy manages to pull out of the basketball player's grip, but returns the favor with a cup of beer to the head. That made things worse. Now Big Brother is trying to climb up there and beat this guy's ass, okay? But security has to tackle him. Keep in mind, this is still on the court. Security has to tackle him, and you can see he's trying to get those guys off. And even though they're security and they're big, this guy's also big, but also really, really pissed off. So they finally get him on his feet, and they're trying to just pull him into the tunnel to get away from this guy that's still yelling down at him. But now every freaking fan there is dumping beer on this guy. And I mean, full cups, raining down. Once again, he breaks contain from security because he's going to go up in the seats and beat somebody's ass. They managed to get him out of there before it got worse. But, I mean, it was like a 5 to 7 minute ordeal. I was watching it yesterday like, wow, man. Like, don't
I've seen fights at men's league softball.
Yeah.
I mean, after Little League sports and everything else.
Little League's the worst.
At least with hockey, it seems like they take care of it on the ice, and then there's no reason to be fighting each other afterwards, right? Or like I always say, right? Like, sadly, you can't go to an NFL game without seeing a fight. It's going to happen every time. But I always tell people, and granted, I get it. People are younger. But like, I'm just at a point now. I go, like, if they're not fighting on the field, what are we fighting?
One of the weirder things I saw.
And also some of the stuff, like people got to recognize too, like especially with soccer in our country, right? We have cities and teams. Some of that stuff you see, the hooliganism, which was bad, right? And I get it. I watch all the stuff on it. But a lot of that had to do with religious stuff, why you cheered for one team in that town, not the other. Also, like, you know, Liverpool, their biggest rival is Everton, right?
Mm-hmm.
Their stadiums are across just a river from each other. So you live this close to these
I
people
didn't realize
all the time.
how close they were. And so my wife and I went to London, and all I can remember is Tottenham Hotspur was playing. Okay, cool.
F them.
And they were playing someone that night. We did not realize they're all in London.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So we're at this bar, and this guy, because he's wearing his Hotspur stuff, and he's all excited. And like, what time's the game coming on? And he goes, look, man, it's just a matter of, this is one of our biggest rivals. So he goes, so if you guys keep walking to explore the city, like, because I said, I'll pull for your team. Well, if you do, don't go to that bar over there. I'm like, the hell's wrong with that bar over there? He's like, man, basically the street you're on is the line of demarcation. Like, if you live on that side of the street, you're a fan of this team.
It's probably Arsenal, then.
I was like, for real? He's like, yeah. So he broke it down. I did not realize that these teams play. It'd be like Seattle having 7 different soccer teams.
Correct.
Right, but you really, really, really hate Queen Anne for some reason, right? And Queen Anne doesn't want to hear from Fremont and all. So you get in fights. Because like you said,
I bet we do have 7 teams.
What, soccer teams?
Yeah, between the Ballard team, the ladies, the guys, the juniors, the Starfire.
Yeah. But it's just a lot closer, right? I mean, that's why that stuff matters. And again, most of those old school cities are going to have a red team and a blue team. I forget which one would be Catholic, which one would be Protestant.
Yeah.
So you have all that stuff. Whereas I just grew up and you just hate another city for no good reason. Dallas,
Pittsburgh.
Well, it should be.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It's American
No
stuff.
knowledge needed.
I have been watching about halfway through the season, though. I started watching season 2 of Tires on Netflix.
How is it?
I like it, but I'm an unabashed Shane Gillis guy, right? So, like, I'll put it to you this way. I think it's funnier than the first season already. And,
It's an auto parts store, tire store. It's tires. Yeah,
tire store, yeah. But you...
Duh. Tires.
Tires.
Right. What's on the promo where he's talking to the woman? And I was like, that looks pretty funny.
I still just can't get over, like, I knew he grew up, like, it makes so much more sense now where, like, that place takes place, this and that, and then when I met him backstage and told him about Samantha, oh, you know my cousin. What? And then I'm like, oh, that does make, yeah, you guys have the same last name. That makes sense. And it's not like Smith.
Right.
Like, it's kind of a big name, but I was like, and then it just clicked in my head, like, no wonder you make so many Civil War jokes and everything.
You're
like,
from the area.
Right, like you're like a guy like me that went around those areas and watched it. But no, I think the second season's funnier. And honestly, they do a good job. There's so many funny comedians in there to me that aren't on that like top level. But like now you see him in there, or what's it, like Francis Ellis from Barstool. He used to be a Bro Bible guy. His character, you just want to hate him. And then this season, you really get a reason to, which made it even better for me. He's still walking in, and you want to hate him. All right, what are you going to watch tonight? Speaking of hate, you got the zombie Sonics. You got the Pacers taking on the Thunder. When it comes to OKC Thunder, let that hate out. Go ahead, cheer for the Pacers, man. Lord knows I am. Most of the city will be as well, but should be a good game.
Thank you, Tim. We appreciate it. You're listening to The Men's Room. Put our meat in your mouth and throw the best sausage party in town with delicious Men's Room beer brats from Uli's Famous Sausage. Available at your favorite local grocers. And it's filled with Men's Room IPA from Black Raven. Fire up the grill while helping our friends at the Fisher House. Men's Room beer brat details and locations at KISW.com. You are listening to The Men's Room.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Denver man tries to flee from police forgetting there was an officer inside his car. Meanwhile, a woman shares a video of herself on fire to show her life on drugs had gone too far. Florida bear hits up a hot tub, then eats some donuts before taking a nap.
Nice.
A bear in Virginia doesn't think the suburban cul-de-sac lifestyle is crap. And 2 New Jersey kids set a home on fire with a flare gun. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's Mike Hawk.
Gotta love when you hit those wrong buttons.
Double up on it.
Our top story.
I like the Hawk coming in right over the top.
Right, it's not bad.
Boom.
Here I come. I'm swooping in. Our top story, we go to Florida, where criminals have a conscience. Two men inside of a local Circle K got themselves into an argument that eventually boiled to the point of turning physical. While the story doesn't detail exactly what the two were arguing about, it ended when one of the two stabbed the other with a machete that he had at his disposal.
Why?
Side note, machete's not the best at stabbing, so that's quite the feat there. Officers patrolling the area were stopped by the sister of the man that was stabbed to inform them of the incident and let them know that her brother was being taken to the hospital for his injuries by the very man that stabbed him. They arrived at the hospital to find their stabbing victim getting the treatment that he needed, along with his attacker, who was also near his truck, which held the evidence of the machete that was used in the fight, as well as blood from the victim in the back of the truck. All this was enough for officers to arrest the man on several charges.
Well, he wasn't nice enough to take him to the hospital.
Right?
Granted, he stabbed him with a machete first.
That's
but
the
still.
whole thing that I've got going on here. Is like, you were so mad that you grabbed a machete not just to brandish it, but you used the damn thing and stabbed the dude. But then you felt bad enough about it, like, all right, dude, get in the truck. I'll take you to the hospital. Come on. What were you two fighting about?
Trying to get a ride from someone. Can you give me a lift somewhere? No.
Meanwhile, in Denver, officers got a call about a crash that had occurred in the area. Several officers arrived on the scene to find the vehicle in question, a GMC Yukon that had smashed its way to a stop and with the driver inside unresponsive. One of the officers entered the SUV and attempted to shut the vehicle off, which was about the time that the driver woke up. In a bit of a daze, the driver immediately attempted to flee the scene, dislodging the SUV from its sticking point and driving away with the officer still inside the car. Officers were able to bring the vehicle to a stop using an immobilization technique that crashed it into a light pole, and the driver was arrested. Nobody was injured in the crash.
What do you think the cop said? Like, hey, buddy, did you forget that I'm here, man?
He's got to have talked to him the entire time.
Like, this is not going to end well. Just pull over, dude.
Right? You think he shouted at him? Do you think it was that cool? Like, dude, just pull over. We've got you. They know. I'm going to tell them exactly where you're going.
I think he was probably yelled at first and then just said, look, man, I mean, you understand the decision you're making. I am in your vehicle.
You're done, dude.
You're trying to flee the police, but you understand no matter where you go, the police are right there because I'm right here.
He was probably pretty messed up.
That's my guess.
He was probably pretty messed up.
That's a power move.
That's a fact. A woman in the UK is advocating for people to rehabilitate themselves from substance abuse after her checkered past, and is even using the video that turned her life around as a cautionary tale. This is wild. She tells local media that her abuse of substances started at the young age of 14 and quickly escalated to the point that she was drinking in the morning during her junior and senior years of high school. From then, things continued to spiral out of control with the introduction of crack cocaine and heroin, a child that she had suffered postpartum depression from, and a toxic relationship that all fueled her addictions. That toxic relationship was what brought her to her breaking point after a video was shown to her that he had taken, featuring her passed out in her bed in a drug-induced state after she herself had set the bed on fire before passing out.
She was awake. She was awake watching it.
Yeah, and
she's on fire. She's just sitting there going, ha, 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 ha. Boyfriend comes in and goes, hey.
It's awesome. And he takes video of the damn thing. The boyfriend laughed at the scene of his girlfriend on fire, sending the video to his friends after putting out the blaze and bringing her back to consciousness. Shortly thereafter, she got a text, honestly, happenstance, from a rehabilitation advocate that was referring her to another facility for treatment out of the blue, unprompted. She's just like, hey, just in case you're looking for some more help, like, here's where you can go. And she wasted no time. 6 months in the facility, and she now has a new lease on life and has taken up her own role as a rehabilitation advocate. And she's trying to clean people up over there in the UK.
In the weirdest way, good for her.
Yeah, no kidding.
That is wild.
I remember Richard Pryor set his ass on fire to Freemason coke, I believe. Yeah.
Dear God.
That's how messed up he was, And I believe he was like kind of like a wake-up call, man.
Richard Pryor was Coke and Michael Jackson was Pepsi.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Hell.
What?
He's not wrong.
But just in case those stories left a bad taste in your mouth,
thankfully there's good news.
We go to Virginia, where they honor the wildlife. You may recall the story of a bear that wandered into the backyard of a suburban PG County, Maryland home over Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, you're not PG anymore.
This is our county now. He shouldn't be in PG County.
Yeah, no good.
It is what's good for him.
So
I grew up in PG County. I can say that.
The crazy part about this story is where they relocated the bear to.
Exactly.
So they relocated the bear to Western Maryland. That's about 2.5 hours away.
Yep.
That mother came back.
Yes, he did.
That
That's
guy
right.
came back.
It appears that our bear got a taste of the good life and has no plans of letting it go that easily. He was just spotted in another suburban area in Virginia, treating himself to the comfort of the neighborhood trees before authorities arrived to ruin the fun. He was eventually tranquilized and relocated again, but the city felt the need to honor the animal's desire for the high life by giving him a name and officially dubbing June 9th as, wait for it, Eldon the Bear Day. The Bear Day.
Eldon the Bear Day.
Eldon the Bear. They named him Eldon.
Why?
I don't know. Is that a big name out in PG County?
No. I can tell you, I can think of a lot of names that would be a lot more popular than Eldon.
I mean, look, the guy got a taste of the suburbs. It was like, I'm in. Right? He's like whipping out the sticks for the other animals.
Over there. That's right. This is nice out here.
Yeah.
Maybe he popped into a Cluck You and had some wings.
They got Applebee's. They got all the change.
They got some
Five Guys.
soft shell crab.
Hey.
Have you had these fries from Checkers?
Have you been to Western Maryland? I like chain trash.
I love it.
These Smiths know how to make popcorn. Nice beer garden. You mind calling it the Bear Garden?
I'm Eldon.
Men's Room Sports, the downfall of the Mariners continues as they gave up another loss to Arizona last night, marking their third straight series loss and have dropped to 3 games back of the Astros for first place in the AL West.
They had back-to-back jacks, though.
Yeah, good job, boys. They're on the road tomorrow as they make their way back home to host the Guardians over the weekend, and I'm sure that won't be terrible at all. But just in case you want to watch something else on tonight, you've got NBA Finals over on ABC. As far as your weather, clouds are moving in again tonight to bring temperatures down to the low 50s, and they'll stick around this time to keep it mostly cloudy for tomorrow with a high of, you wait for it, 69. That's a great headline for that. Mike Hawkins out.
Thanks, sir. We'll see you next time for the return of Big Dummy, and the head chef is back with Ted's Meat and Potatoes. Lovely Jolene's coming up next. Yes, indeed, it's all true, but in the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch. So until tomorrow, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.
When a cold has you down, it's the little comforts that lift you up. A warm blanket, a cup of tea, and a tissue that actually feels good on your skin. Infused with aloe, Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe provides a hint of cooling freshness to help your skin feel restored. So, whether your skin is feeling dry, chafed, or irritated, you're only one wipe away from helping it feel relieved. So, the next time you have a cold, get a hint of instant cooling relief with new Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
Man, that was easy.
Bulldog Rotary Hammer!
Hello?
It is I, He-Man, your inner Bosch.
Inner...
Bosch!
I'm sorry, what?
That powerful feeling you get when you can powerfully blast through concrete. Say it with me.
What, like right now?
Yes! We have the power!
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch.
Looking for a job is lonely. Endless searching, phone calls that go nowhere, applications that vanish into thin air. What if you could link with dozens of local companies who are hiring right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, endless opportunities, and no fees ever for job seekers. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
A healthy life starts with great sleep. Wake refreshed with Avocado's GOTS certified organic green mattress, delivering breathable, back-loving support. Natural materials from Avocado's own sustainable wool and latex farms. Easy financing, a 1-year sleep trial, and deep, restorative slumbers. Organic sleep awaits at avocadomattress.com.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth for a healthier heart for a healthier you. Smile Generation trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.